I got fairy lights, so that's good.
It's so cute. It's so cute. I like it. Isn't it much better that you can see me now as well?
Yeah, I can actually just, look and say hi. Because last time I was like kind of always looking around. Because I was like, I don't know, I
I,
don't know where to look.
I felt like a bit of a creep as well because I was just like, I felt like I was spying on you.
Yeah, it was a little weird. But
it,
it's
it,
okay, don't worry about it.
it's like in those investigations where we have the two-way glass where I can see you but you can't see me. That was the kind of feeling I got. I was like, we need to do something about this. So thankfully it's all worked out. But how are you? Oh my god, that I didn't realize that Santa gnome was like so big.
Yeah, dude, he's so huge. Look at
Oh,
him.
he's so cute.
I named him Steve because I think it was Milo's idea. I was messaging Milo. I was like, I found a gnome. And Milo was like, what? Actually, no, I think it was Ava because I was like, Ava, I found a gnome outside, and I took him in, and then Ava was like, it's Steve Gnomes. So that's Steve
Steve
Gnomes.
Gnomes is a very I appreciate the name Steve Gnomes. It's pretty good. Have you ever watched any of those gnome movies? Like
No.
is it Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, I know about them because they were really popular in Germany apparently, but I have never actually seen one of them.
I
So,
I think the only thing I've seen of those movies is walking past Emily watching the first one, and I remember just watching it and thinking, "What on earth is this shit?" It was so many times you're just looking at a movie and going, "What was the point? Like, where did this come from?" And the only thing they say is because it was Elton John. I think Elton John made the music or wrote it or something like that.
okay.
I don't know, but it was popular in Germany and it was like super British and dry humor and it was just boring.
Yeah.
I can't remember, I don't think I've ever been so bored watching a movie before apart from that movie. But yeah, what's new and exciting in your life?
New and exciting in my life.
Yeah.
I moved my cat tree there. That's kind of
Oh,
the only exciting thing. No, I did. I don't know, not much. I finished my 3D design degree and I actually
oh,
passed, so that's good.
nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. And aside from that, I don't know, might be getting a job soon. So,
In what industry? Is it just a normal job kind of thing or is it something that you
uh,
actually wanted to do?
just something on the side for now
Yeah.
because commissions are not the healthiest option for like a monthly income. So
hmm
yeah, I'm gonna at least get that going so I can move out hopefully.
No, it's all
And yeah.
good. It's all good. I was going to see if you wanted to speak about your new project. Is it
Oh
with
yeah,
how do you pronounce her name? Is it Macquarie?
Macquarie.
Macquarie, thank you. But yeah, I was thinking to myself like, what we're going to talk about today? We're just going to chill and hang. But I actually I remember when you first started talking about it on Twitter, and I think I reached
hmm
out to you and was like, oh, do you want to talk about that and stuff? And
Yeah, you were like, hey, we should talk about that on a podcast for sure. And I was like, okay.
yeah, I always force
mm
the subject, but it's all good.
hmm
Oh, your cats are so. I'm so glad you got your cats in the background
That
because
was the point.
last time I think you had to like, didn't you have to pull him in?
Yeah, I had to like put them in, yeah, fold them in my arm. But I didn't want to do that all the time, and people on streams were sometimes asking where my cats were. So I was like, there, you can see them if you want.
They are so
So,
cute.
or
They're
there
adorable.
actually,
Mhm,
not
mhm,
there,
mhm.
there. Sorry. But yeah, I'm glad that you like my cats, bro. It's very good.
I used to be a cat person. Like I'm not. It's not that I don't like cats. It's
I was
just
just
that.
gonna
No, no,
say,
no, 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 no.
do I
Don't.
have to leave?
The
Like,
the whole thing's gonna be ending now, isn't it? But no. It's more a case of I used to be a cat person. I wasn't the biggest fan of dogs because when I was when I was a little boy, I have a flashback of there was basically I live when I was with my parents was really close to a school, and that school used to be like have an open field, so it was public. People can go onto it and just do what we want. But he later on fenced it off. But anyway, I was going on there and just dicking about. There was, oh, fuck me, there was this little tiny golf bit thing for some reason. It was basically a hole in the dirt. But I specifically remember a big dog, a Rottweiler, whatever, I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, Rottweiler. I don't know.
Yeah, from across the field, like I'm talking 300 meters away or something like that, and it eyeballed me and it started running at me. So I just went, I just turned and sprinted back home, and I've never ran so fast. There's a road as well. And I swear I almost got hit by a car because I'm like, fuck this. And after that, I was kind of just worried about dogs, like kind of hesitant with them. And basically what I'm saying is like I didn't like them until we got not Finn but Charlie, the family dog, from my parents. And it was awesome. He was a little fat boy, and he didn't do anything. He was super. He was just lazy, and it was like, oh, I like dogs now. And now I got Finn, and Finn's just bouncing off the walls all the time, nipping at us. Me and Emma have found bruises all over her legs, and we're thinking, what the fuck's this from? And it's Finn just jumping off us all the time. So, bruising up like bananas. But
oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say. But we used to have a family cat called Sarah, and I loved her, absolutely loved her. So, yeah, that's why.
Wait, my actual name is Sarah, so I was like, wait.
Wait, your actual name's Sarah?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, my actual name is Sarah Jane. So.
Wait. Okay. All right. So, I actually spoke to someone yesterday. And because I obviously posted on Instagram that you're coming on and all that, and they asked me like, "What's your real name?" And I was like, because they thought it was Paige, and I was like, "No, it's Jane." And then I went, "Maybe it's Jane Paige or Paige Jane or whatever it is." And now you're coming out with, now you're saying it's fucking Sarah. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. It's funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh, Paige is your real name," and then, "Oh no, it's Jane," and it's like, no, actually it's Sarah. I have 3 names that people know me by.
Why?
And Piligy, of course. So it's
like,
I have so many different names that I go by at this point. But yeah,
Jesus.
it's actually Sarah. It's crazy, right?
I mean.
Doesn't fit now that you know me as Jane, I think.
Because I was going to say like, "Hey Jane, how are you?" And then while we were having this conversation last night, I was like, "Is it Jane? Is it Paige?" And I'm ahead of thinking, did I have been calling you Jane and getting it wrong? I got so nervous because the worst thing is like when you've known someone for a while, but you don't know their name.
Sorry, man. I mean, Jane is halfway right. It's like it's Sarah and Jane, like with a little thing in the middle. I forgot what it's called. Like
apostrophe. No, it's not apostrophe. I can't remember what it's called now. Hyphen?
Dash.
Dash, yeah. That's fine.
So it's technically both at the same time, but I never liked that. It's super long and nobody actually uses it. So in my real life, everybody just calls me Sarah. And then my other name, that's still part of it, was never used. So I was like, I might as well just use it online only. So it has some sort of usage to it.
I was going to say, where did Piligy come from? I don't think I asked you that, but where did it come from?
Okay, this is totally aside from the cat conversation. I would like it to continue in a second, but
don't worry.
It was essentially I was sat on DeviantArt in 2015, I believe, or 16, I don't remember. But I was sat there and I was like, I need some sort of fucking name, right?
Right.
So I just kind of started mumbling some shit, and then at some point I came up with Piligy, and then I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna use that for now, and then it kind of stuck with me, and then months later, I found out that pillaging is an actual thing that means stealing.
Yes.
So I was like, shit. Aside from that, I also figured out that when you Google Piligy, it comes up with Piligy, which is essentially, you're gonna see what it is.
Sure.
But
Piligy.
But it's
Piligy. Hang on a second, let's bring it up. Marked as Piligy and okay, just right. I'm not putting this on screen yet because all that's come up right now is premature ejaculation.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh.
It's dick pills, bro. It's fucking dick pills. And this is why I sometimes have the nickname Dick Pills. So
Oh, that's so funny.
there are so many reasons for this. It's horrible because I didn't know. And then at some point I was sat with my friends and we were like, let's just Google ourselves because why not? And yeah,
And then from there on, you got 5 names. You got
I have
Paige,
5
Jane, Piligy, Sarah, and Dick Pill.
and Dick Pills. You have no clue how badly I want to rebrand, but it's going to be so difficult to do. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer. But it's just every time someone Googles me, they just see like that, and I'm like, no,
Oh, that's
it's
so
not.
good. I want to start to like rebrand eventually as well, but I
Mhm.
don't know now. Like I don't know where I want to go. Like because I feel like just whiskey is kind of like I don't know. I still like that name, but feel like I actually just want to be called whiskey, not whiskey in a jam jar. If that makes
Mhm.
sense. Like because it's so long winded, I'd just rather be like that thing and that's it. Because in the end, I'm streaming and I'm doing podcasts, so the name isn't really like a big thing for me right now. But yeah, I don't know. Rebranding will happen eventually, I'm sure, but
Yeah,
we'll
I just want to
see.
be more professional other than, having Piligy pop up every time that someone searches for me. So I'd rather just want to have like the Sarah Jane maybe, or I don't know, something more artsy.
Wait, isn't there
Um,
isn't there a character called Sarah Jane? Is Sarah Jane from Superman?
Probably. I don't know.
I,
There's
I
probably some sort of character.
I'm sure it is. Like Sarah Jane definitely sounds like a female protagonist or the side piece for someone.
You know me. That's me. Oh my God.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so Sarah, the family pet, yeah, she was wonderful, and it's got to the point where like with me and Finn and Emily, having a cat would be difficult now because Finn's scared of everything. He's such a wimp when it comes to like going for his walks, and like we walk past some cats, and the cats just mad dog him, just stare him out, and Finn just starts going, "Oh shit!" And they're smaller than him, and he just can't handle it. He's a wimp, and I wish I could have a cat because they're chill, they're nice, and like look at your cats in the background just relaxing. They don't even have a
Yeah.
care in the world.
That's true. I can't atone for that or attest for that. I don't know what you're saying, but yeah.
A test, I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, because yeah, they don't give a fuck about anything. Basically, it's great.
They want food and they want pets, and that's about it. And they only want
Exactly.
pets when they want pets. You can't just go up to them and pet them. It's like fuck you. I don't
Yeah,
want.
that's like the most like weirdest thing because I used to have a cat that yeah, I think I talked about it the other time we
I
had a
think so.
podcast. So because he was always like I could just pick him up and just pet him whenever I wanted to. So he was like more like a dog actually
Yeah, yeah.
than a cat. Those two, you cannot do that with them.
They just
You
run
cannot
away.
touch them. They don't run away, but they won't let you touch them. They're just like they don't even purr or anything. They just get like a really like in a bad mood and get pissed off and then look at you like fuck you.
Oh,
So you actually have to just leave them be until they come to you. So
they
this
they
is
just don't
quite
care.
they're quite the cats, which my other cat wasn't. So it's different, and I
They're
can see
actually
what
cat like.
people mean. Yeah, they're actually cat-like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think one of them, like the black one on top, that's like lying at the top.
Hmm.
She's more like she's a bitch, even though like she's just she's just a little bitch. She hates people and she hates the other cat, and then Murphy is just she's a little bit scared of everybody, but she's more like open and
Yeah.
like more nice,
But
I
the black
guess.
cat just doesn't give a shit. It's just like, bitch, fuck
She's
off.
she's also really small, so she's like this tiny ball of anger. It's really funny. It's great.
Oh, it's so cute. Every time I see a cat, I want a cat. It's a really weird one. There's neighbours for my mum and dad. By the way, I'm just sorting my camera out right now because my settings are like all over the place for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh,
Um,
good.
but yeah, there's like these cats where they're fucking massive. They're like Cheshire cats. If as in in Alice in Wonderland. Is it Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
The big grinny one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a Cheshire cat, and they are massive. And in my head, I just thought to myself, if I'm gonna have a cat, I want it to be gigantic. I want a big fluffy cat because I don't know. I just like the whole idea of it with just a cushion in the end and making chill. And there we go. That's
And a
better.
live cushion. There you go.
Yeah, that's better. Damn it. Either way. But yeah, so like I said, I wanted to talk about Overcry,
Hmm.
if that's cool with
Sure, that's
you.
cool.
No, I don't know. Obviously, you don't have to be explaining everything because I'm sure
And
you
I'm
want to
just
keep
gonna
things.
spoil the entire plot. It's fine. Don't worry about
So
it.
you're gonna start with the ending in mind, yes?
Yeah.
That's all right
Yes.
then. I'm gonna bring up your Tumblr as well while we're doing this.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, go for it. So tell me how's it? Well, first off, actually, how's it feel to have like a proper project of yours? Because I know you're so passionate about it.
It's really interesting because I've been trying to get some sort of like bigger project started for a while now.
Hmm.
Like even a couple years back, I was trying to do a comic already, which didn't work out because I wasn't properly prepared or anything.
Okay.
Getting project started is really difficult because you have to, in the beginning, you have this weird, how do you like, moment, not even a moment. It can take up to like a couple of weeks, but it's like the first baseline of things that you have to just get over and like get done.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's the most boring stuff. It's like the genre stuff and like getting stuff sorted out and what do we need for it and like just the baseline of everything. Like if you have a plot or a story, you need to like just do like a brainstorming session with everybody in your team and just like spit ideas out until you have no more and then just
Mm,
figure those ideas out and then sort stuff and then write things, write drafts. And I feel like a lot of people, this is just like a side thing, but I feel like a lot
so
of people always kind of are stuck at having a lot of ideas and not knowing what to do with them.
absolutely, yeah. Totally
Um,
agree.
and the trick is just do something. Like if you have literally anything, and that's why they're called drafts, because you don't want to have, okay, I have a plot now. It's gonna change. Projects are not stationary. They always move. They always change around. I think the plot that we have for Overcry changed probably like 4 or 5 times.
Mm,
We not entirely. The baseline has always been the same because we just had a very clear vision of it in our heads and a good idea of it. But it still like we constantly rewrite things or we find some mistakes or plot holes and we rework it or we work something in and work something else out so that it fits and stuff like that. So it's a constant like having it's essentially sketching for a drawing or making a model for like a build or something like that.
sure.
You want to have like a baseline of things and you want to have a really rough draft first and then you can work everything out from there. It's much easier to do it this way. Obviously everybody does it another way, but that's like the one thing I figure that why my first few projects have always failed because I was never bold enough to just do and just try something
Mm,
out.
yeah.
I was always super scared, like, oh, is it gonna work out this way? Is this right or is this wrong? And it's like that's like the most where I always want to shake people and be like, no, there's no right or wrong. There's just
Mm,
do or don't do, you know. Um, but yeah, it's been a kind of wild ride essentially. We I'm glad that I have Makori on because Makori has experience with like project management and
sure.
has been on a lot of like projects before. And project management is so damn important because I cannot manage myself well or my fucking projects. So having someone else that just kind of keeps track of things is really really important, I think.
Yeah, I get that.
Um, and like yeah, so essentially it's like been really interesting and been really fun. We got a couple artists on the team that I haven't really spoken to before, like I do now.
I
Um,
just noticed the list on the Tumblr.
yeah,
Um,
the creators list at the top, I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
it's a weird one because I'm on the desktop version, but yeah, but you can see them right now. It's Piligy. Oh, Piligy. It's Sarah, McCory, Crazians, Amethyst Wonder, Angie Artness. I don't think I've ever heard of that
Oh, Angie
person.
is super. They're super nice. They're
Yeah.
like a really really good friend now, and yeah, we're glad to have them on. And then we have Sugarholic,
Yeah.
who is doing most of the just kind of like a shout out to the team because they're all working really fucking hard to make this happen. So
Hell yeah.
Sugar is currently also composing something for it. So we have a
Ooh.
couple people just kind of overlapping a few job things. We do want to compensate them as well. So we're basically currently trying to get it funded or get something done that can be funded, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, because we noticed that we have like a lot of people that we just want to give back to, even though
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
just like happy to be on anyway. But like we just want to make sure that we can do something to just like make it more worth it,
Totally
more
get
worth
you.
their time. And essentially, currently Sugar is doing composition stuff just on the sideline because they felt like it.
That's so cool.
Um, and helping us with merch stuff because we do want to get some of that going as well.
Hell yeah.
Can't talk too much about the
No, no,
work
no, no, don't
stuff.
worry.
But yeah, we do want to have essentially also like the marketing of stuff and how we're going to make it look. And, because they actually have job experience doing this kind of stuff,
Mm.
animation, so and stuff like that. McCory's doing mostly, those are like the most active ones aside from the artists who just always pump out art for this thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So McCory is helping me, is basically my right hand or my co-director, I should say, or like co-writer.
Right hand makes sense as well though, because you're a team,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
totally fine.
So I don't want to be like hierarchy stuff because I don't see myself as like the lead creator. We're
I get
like
you.
all sort of like in the same position. We just all do
Hmm.
different things. But yeah, McCory is doing co-writing. I think we are working on a chapter 0 right now that I already teased, so I can talk about it,
Yeah, yeah.
which is focusing on one character in particular that is gonna be a little bit less present, not completely gone, but I'm just gonna say like a little bit less present. Again, I can't really really
It's
be
hard, isn't
super,
it? It's so hard
yeah,
not to
because I
talk
don't,
about it. Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to spoil, but yeah, he's it's JJ, and we didn't like how in the script currently he is, yeah, I can't really, not as important as some others. Let's just say
Yeah,
that.
I get you.
So we wanted to have like a focus chapter for him, and that's the chapter 0, which is currently essentially our demo. So we want to
Mm,
make this the best that we can,
of
and
course.
essentially then have something that we just give out for free and show people like, hey, not that you have to. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that later.
Just yeah, yeah.
But
Whatever you want to do.
but essentially, that's like the demo chapter, so people can see like what they're in for, and then we want to have like pre-sales for printed copies of the comic. So we want to actually have a big book with the whole story in it. Currently, it's
Mm,
about I think almost 70 to 80 pages, just script.
really?
The current reading time of it is like 2.5 hours, just the script alone, with the descriptions and stuff like that.
Holy shit, dude.
So it's going to be a little bit shorter because most of it is going to be broken down into like panels and just visuals. Just looking at it takes
Mm-hmm.
less time than actually reading lines. So it's probably going to be about like an hour reading time. We're
Mm-hmm.
estimating that, so it's going to be a long one. Um,
And
like
is this for
just
chapter? Is that for chapter 0? Sorry, or was that like?
no. Chapter 0
I was about to
is
say
pretty
like.
short. Yeah, no. It's like the whole thing in general. Like the chapter 0 has a little bit to do, not that much to do with the main story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of like a little side story. I'm gonna
Sure.
say that, but still happening in the same universe. Yeah, I need to be so careful. But yeah, so essentially that's what we're gonna release very, very soon. We had actually wanted to release it for November, like the end of November. We had
Sure.
like our plans for that, but it didn't work out because we were a little bit busy and Angie became an auntie.
Oh.
They didn't have that much time anymore to work on stuff with us, so we kind of paused it and just said, okay, let's just chill a little bit.
Yeah.
No need to burn ourselves out or anything.
No, not all.
Um, so yeah, we are estimating maybe the end of the year for that to be out. But yeah, what was the question? Sorry,
No,
I'm just
the question.
rambling.
Honestly, the question was mainly like, how does it feel that you've actually like basically what you were talking about earlier, where you had an idea,
Yeah,
but now you're actually starting to run with it. You're actually starting to do something with it. You know,
yeah.
how, it must feel nice. Obviously, you got stress and timings and all that kind of stuff and
It's
responsibilities, but
yeah. It's not even surprisingly it's not that much stress because we set the guidelines ourselves and stuff like that. Obviously, we want to meet the guidelines and the deadlines and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
Deadlines. And we want to set ourselves dates. We have an estimated date on when it comes out too. I'm not going to say when, just
No
in
need.
case,
Yeah, no
because
need.
it could be that we don't meet it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we are essentially working it in a way that we can or could make it easily to that date. But
Mm,
if it just happens to not actually work out, we're not gonna like beat ourselves up over it. We're pretty strict in our schedules and stuff like that. We need to rework them as well because a couple of us are now a little bit more busy than others. But Basically, it's not our main concern, but we still care about it a lot, and we put in the effort that we want to put into it, basically. So it's not like a full-time, always working on it thing. It is a side project, essentially, for most of us, but we still make it the best that we can, basically. So we don't stress ourselves out too much about it.
I feel like that's the most important thing, though, isn't it? Where
Mhm.
if you are going to do something what is in the creative aspects, like you guys are doing, to be able to go into it, not going getting stressed out, thinking I've got to do this, I've got to do it
I
now,
have to
because
do that. Yeah,
yeah, because where's the that's not going to help creativity in the end.
exactly.
I try. This is like completely off, not off topic, but as I said last time we did this, I try and relate it to whatever I know, because it's kind of like a thing in. I was teaching on Thursday a thing called shadow sparring. Shadow sparring is basically pretend fighting in the air and all that kind of thing, and using imagination. But you have to be relaxed in that moment to get creative, because if you're under stress, you just lock down and you just start going into really basic moves or stuff what isn't really fluid. It doesn't flow. It's really forced, and
Yeah,
it's well, that's how I take it from what you're talking about. Where if if you're stressing out, it's not going to help. It's not going
it's
to help.
yeah, it's really just taking like first of all, like I think a couple like key like I just shut down for a second.
That's
Like
fine.
a couple key things to just my words are gone. To just keep in mind when starting projects or creating things or writing things or whatnot. It's especially important for plot, I think, in scripting. Communication with other people is so
Mm,
damn important. Like if you have a team of people or you have people that you consider wanting to work on things with you, this could be like friends or people that you hire or whatnot. Um, like I was part of like a bigger production thing for a game
uh-huh.
where like things didn't really work out that well because communication was lacking, and that really made me like really like communicate, you know,
Mm,
like and that like really gave me like this lesson that communication is like the most important thing because if some people are left in the dark, they're gonna be assuming, and then they're gonna have to ask about things all the time, and that then stresses creators out and stuff like that. Because if you're constantly like poked about something, it's stressful.
yeah.
So it's like just setting like a baseline of communication and just making sure everybody's always updated on like the latest like project stance, I guess,
Yeah. I get you.
is like is I think important because I don't know, it's difficult because it's essentially if I didn't tell McCory like almost every second day, like, okay, this is what I think we should do moving forward, or I thought about this, like I just want to make sure that people are updated, especially the people that need to know some things.
Hmm.
And like the artists, I think we don't talk too much about like the writing parts about because they don't really need to know that. But what they need to know is, okay, we have this written out and we start thumbnailing on Tuesday. That means around this and this time, we would like to have a call so we can talk about it and start thumbnailing together.
Sure.
So stuff like that. So it's like what's important needs to be communicated to the people that need to know the things that they need to know.
Mm.
Um,
It's
so
super important.
openness, yeah, like openness, communication, and even then, just making sure that you let people know to not stress about it is really important because it's. I think something that's really difficult is like you said, stressing too much about oh I need to be creative, and then you just don't. You're just not
Yeah.
creative in that moment,
Yeah.
you know, because it's like being creative, just like you said, requires being relaxed and just actually wanting to do it.
Hmm.
Um,
I
and
think
but
I feel
yeah.
like you can always tell as well when something's forced. Well, you can
Mhm.
sort of tell when it comes to movies, TV shows, art, or what, even just talking, streaming or making videos, especially making videos. Actually, like you can always tell when it's slightly, it
Yeah.
just feels forced. Like you can see that there's an effort behind it, but it's an effort to do it, not from just energy. Like it's effort, not energy, instead.
Yeah, it's the I think that's also like one of the things why we for Overcry tend to not like overshare what we're going to do next with the public because internal is different than external. I
Of
think
course.
stuff for like the public needs to be kind of because if you can't, that's why we not like why we don't share like deadlines or anything like that super often because it's like if we don't make it people can get frustrated, and if it happens more often people can get like this feeling of false promising stuff
Mm.
is happening, if that makes sense. It's like
Totally.
that's why I feel like for the sake of people working internally on a project, it's just better to just not overshare
Yeah.
about certain things.
Mm.
That's why we personally just decided not to share like our estimated like release date yet until we have the thing done and we can
Yeah.
actually say that's when we're gonna actually release it. Because before it's actually done, I don't want to say, okay, like yeah, then and then that's when we're gonna like put it out when we don't have
Mm.
like anything done yet to that degree. We do have like the 0 chapter, but it's not part of the full thing. So the full thing is still just all in script, you know.
Yeah. I
Um,
get you. It's
so we
important.
don't, yeah, we
It's
don't want to
important
promise
what you're
something
doing.
that we might not be able to uphold, essentially.
A lot of people fall into that pit. I've done it plenty of times where I'll be going, oh, I've got this last year. In fact, it was almost this time last year when I was talking about wanting to do a podcast and all that. And I actually reached out to you around about this time last year actually about it, and I spoke to people going, oh, I want to do this. Speak. Nothing came of it, and then it's like, and I remember just thinking to myself, shit. Because I felt like I'm kind of letting people down because I'm, like you just said, like false promises and all that. In fact, I believe I actually reached out to you after I started thinking I actually want to do it properly. And I was kind of thinking, I wonder if they're going to say yes to it because I've already made this promise before, got really hyped up about it, and then it didn't go anywhere. So I was like, when people were saying, oh yeah, I'm still up for it, I was completely like eternally grateful that you guys kind of, hopefully it might have been a case of like people forgot that I said it, but it might be a case of,
Yeah.
people just said, you know what, shit happens. And so I totally understand what you're talking about there when it comes to not promising too much, like saying that you're working on stuff, dropping a
That's
little
totally,
tease in, but yeah.
yeah. Because, and I think that's like a thing because like stuff like that is totally normal and people get motivated and then they share like and they want to share it with people and they're like I want to do this, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we're going to work on this and stuff like that. But I think it's almost more personally for me though, like more like I don't know, it has a better feeling to it when I actually can say, hey, I'm actually working on this right now and I can't wait for you to see it.
mm,
um
I get
so
that.
like so instead of saying, oh, I really want to do this and it's going to be super cool and then not putting in like or not being able to put in the effort just yet. It's just an idea at that point, and then before actually it's planned out, just being
Mm.
like, this is definitely going to happen, and then it doesn't, because that can be like super upsetting for some people. And I understand like there's no personal like how do I say this? Like from my end, because I've done that plenty of times myself. There's never like an evil intent behind saying that. It's just me like sharing that, oh hey, I'm excited, I really want to do this.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get started on something.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, I have this idea that I really want to do. And how many times did I say like I'm gonna actually do YouTube this year? Like never happened because
Mm-hmm.
stuff gets in the way. It's totally normal.
Yeah.
Um and then you don't want to like say it because it's like, oh, I know, like I didn't do this and that. Like everybody knows, or people forget too. It's like it's not that big a deal, I think. But for your sake, I think if you really want to get something started, just focus on that. Focus on getting started, and then you can
Yeah.
still share it. You
This
know.
this this is the thing as well. Like, I didn't want to make a big fuss about the podcast when I first, as in when I actually did start doing it. I wanted to say that I was going to be doing it, and then in the background start making the contacts and make it actually work to the point where in the first month, like I don't know. This month's been a bit of a cluster, actually, if I'm being honest. But back on the schedule now, I guess. But I'd have it on my notes on my phone with the Creator Cast schedule. So I'd have it all here. So
Mhm.
it's reversed right now, either way. But I filled in the first month before I even like started talking about the very first guest what was coming on it, and that's why that's kind of why I kept the guest secret in a sense for that until it was like a week before,
Mhm.
because I didn't want to again, like as you said, make empty promises, because I could have said to everyone, oh, in the next 2 months we've got all these people coming on, and then it's like, oh wait, no, that one can't work, that one can't work, that one can't work. It's like, I don't want
Yeah.
to do that. I want to go into it where if we do need to reschedule, or for my sake I forget, um, I'm able to do that, and I don't feel too bad about it. Like you
Yeah.
still gotta go. All right, come on, get back together and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. I
I don't
think
feel as pressured. Yeah, come on.
exactly. Like that's the thing, like not feeling as pressured for yourself, because I think it's not like a bad thing to not actually uphold things like that,
Mm.
because like quite honestly, it's still like a creative thing that you decide to do, and if you just decide against it or it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Like
Yeah,
that's not that big a deal. I think it's more like actually the fact that you then beat yourself up over it, and
yeah,
then you get stressed out, and then it's even less likely to happen because you're stressed out. I think that's like kind of the issue, because
mm.
there's never like if you make a promise for a creative work, there's always the fear or like the lingering like possibility that it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
And
of
most
course.
of the time, it doesn't work out when you say it beforehand, because it's like, okay, now I have the pressure to actually do it, you know? Or I don't know. It's not that big a deal if it doesn't work out. I think it's a bigger deal when you actually feel bad for it not working out, or other
You make it a
people.
big deal in the end.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why we waited like quite a long time to announce Overcry 2, because we've been working on it for a couple months prior to, like a month or two prior to, like actually announcing something, just to make
Well,
sure
you
we.
posted on October 31st. You posted on Halloween, which
Mhm.
is obviously a good time to do it because it looks very dark and stuff. So yeah, but
Yeah,
so from October 31st, how long was it? When did you first think I want to do this? Like
dude,
how
I can actually like look, because I think
cool?
um, I'm gonna just keyword search in my
It's
friend
fine.
list now.
Because this is the thing. Like people will sometimes not see the amount of preparation what happens. They just see the the project itself. They see the end result. So
Mhm.
to know like, oh, you've been actually thinking about this for however long it's been, that's always a good thing. Again, it's kind of what we were talking about when I wanted to do this. It's that yeah, you see the end product of the artists or the end product of the content creator or streamers, but you don't see the build up to that quite a lot or what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And so to hear about your when this first started, was it spawned from you? Was it spawned from your mind first, or
I think so. Like I brought it up to like Lee and McCory
yeah?
first. So yeah, I came up with the like idea of making a comic, and I think the 12th of 8th. Fuck. Um, hold on.
Yeah, it's all right.
August. Yeah. So in August we came up with wanting to do it, and then in October I
Okay,
think we actually
that's
went
not too
ahead.
bad actually. Like, as
Hmm.
in from an idea to actually bring it, well, making something and bringing it up, like that's
That
quite
the
quick.
funniest thing about this is I think I teased it a little bit, but then Makori was like, don't do that. And I was like, okay. So Makori actually keeps me in check for this kind of stuff. And I think that's also why it's really important to have like someone that knows their shit and like someone that manages the project. So essentially what you do with a project manager is just like say, okay, I have this goal for this project and I want to achieve it no matter what. So in that case, they're even allowed to just kick your ass if you don't get your ass in gear, essentially,
Yeah,
and do something. So it's not like they overtake a project or like they're the director of the project, because that's still like the lead, but they just do anything in their power to make sure that you actually achieve the goal that you said in the beginning you wanted to have.
I always call it an accountability partner. So I
Something
put
like that.
so like for me and going to the gym, my accountability partner is my friend Tom, and so if I don't go, well, he's there to go. Excuse me, where are you? Kind of thing. So it gives you that little bit of a kick up the ass to get out of bed and go.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
like the you said you wanted to do this, so you're gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna make sure you're gonna do this sort of
yeah,
thing. Um, So yeah, it's something sort of like that with McCrory. And I just usually always make sure to like ask, do you think this would be okay to do that that, or do you think I can post like a sneak peek of this? Like, would that be okay? And then McCrory is usually like, yeah, sure, go ahead, or no, no, don't anything but that. So yeah, I think it's really good to have someone to just consult with in that sense.
absolutely. Or else you do knee jerk reactions instead. And
Hmm.
for example, as we are talking about a minute ago about announcing what you getting planned in the future, I want to do this. It's not logically writing it down. You're going, oh, I'm really excited. Let's just quickly write it down. I'm so hyped about it and blurt it out without thinking of what it's going to take to get there.
Hmm.
So to have someone who actually is able to go, hang on a second, just chill. Now let's think about it and let's
Yeah.
strategize if that makes
Let's
sense.
use this motivation that you have to actually get started on something, essentially.
Mm.
Because I think that's like, as soon as you say it, you're like, okay, I said it. Now I can do something else, and then you completely forget about
You're
it.
totally right about that. Yeah, yeah.
So essentially what Macquarie does is like, I'm like, oh, I have this really cool idea. And before I go out and post about it on Tumblr, we actually use that energy to like get something started for exactly that
Mm.
idea. So I think that's what we did for the teaser images as well. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I really want to do teaser images for this and that. And like we can make it build up until like October and then post the thing and then yeah, Macquarie was like, okay, don't say anything yet.
Strategize. Yeah,
Yeah,
strategize it. Yeah.
shut up. Let's call the artists and then and, like call artists and consult with Angie about it, and then you can collaborate on it. So you have less work, but you can still put so
I
the
like that.
least yeah so like the least amount of trouble to go through to get to the same result basically, and the
I,
least amount is just like don't say anything until you actually have something.
I wish I had that mindset where I just wouldn't like to be strategizing. I'm not a strategy kind of guy, so
Hmm.
I'm such a reaction based person. So if something bad happens to me or something messes up or I have an idea, it's an instant knee jerk reaction. So it's like, oh, well,
Yeah.
kind of the same thing with wanted to do the live podcast. Actually, no, that's false. I have been thinking about it for a while, but then it's like I'm gonna mention it, but that's why I sort of contacted yourself first. And I'll contact you and Joe, maybe Ava, if we can get it sorted. Um, Before I mentioned like yesterday, oh, this is when I want to do it,
Hmm.
because if I said that and then did all that kind of thing, it might not work out. There's a oh, that's what I was going to say actually. There's a book what I read. You know what? I believe, is it Dutch? I can't remember if it's Dutch or German or whatever. But there's a book called Reality Transurfing.
Hmm.
It's a really interesting book because it talks about kind of what you're going on about when you put so much importance on it, and apparently like basically it's all about balancing things out, and that you shouldn't get overhyped about something because it usually backfires, because
Yeah, if you raise your expectations to a level that reality cannot meet, you're going to be disappointed. That
yeah.
doesn't mean to be pessimistic about something, it just means to kind of stay grounded until you actually know it's going to work out, if that makes sense.
It's kind of
Um,
like being centered. So
mhm.
it's the monks kind of thing where you're not trying to be completely pessimistic and say it's all going to go wrong, but you're not going to get too hype and think it's going to be brilliant and all that kind of stuff, which
Mhm.
almost everyone does to start with. You know, when you first start a project, you go into the hype mode. When you want to be a YouTuber or a streamer, you think million followers in 5 days. Like you get
It's good to be
super hype.
optimistic about some things, like to just
Yeah.
keep you going and be motivated. That's totally fine. Being motivated
Mm.
about something and like having a goal to work up on is great. But there's also a couple steps that come with it that are gonna definitely slow you down then. So I don't know, I think that's also why it's good, like you said, like the reaction stuff.
Mm.
It's I think really good to get a reaction from people that you know personally first.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like
definitely.
if I have like an idea, that's why I essentially have someone like McCory or like my little team to talk to, because I can just be like, hey, how would you think about that? Or like, what if we did this? Like I'm
Mm.
super overhyped. I'm like, oh, this would be so cool. And then McCory's like, yeah, it would be, but there's also a problem with this. So McCory's
Mm.
like, okay, there's a problem in this though. Like, what if this happens? And essentially like keeps me a little bit grounded on it, but gives me the reaction. Like, oh yeah, that would be really cool. But then this is also what you have to do to get there.
Wow, yeah.
um,
Yeah, you don't you don't want a group of people just going hype, and then
yeah, to
just
be like, yes, you can do this, and like you
mm,
can do this is good. Not saying that like yes, you can do that and it's gonna work out is bad, because that's just up talk. This is like motivational talk,
yeah.
but it's not gonna get anything done. So
No.
if you're in need of like I don't know, I feel like just having like a production group in general is like a really good first step to starting a project. Because a lot of people I know also just want to do everything on their own. That's totally fine. Some people are better off doing that. Personally, I just found for myself that I just need people to talk to consult about, and some people to like get over with. Because I know McCrory is also currently working on a game completely on their own, and I'm like,
Wow.
whoa, I could not do that. Um,
You know,
so
Jane, or Sarah, whoever you want to be called right
you
now.
can call me Jane, it's fine.
um, for you to have that mindset and that awareness, that self awareness of what you need, and I'm not trying to be old guy saying that, but at your age to be able to do that is fucking awesome. Because you're 19. Are you 19?
Yeah, yeah,
19 is so young for that kind of mindset. Because I know when I was 19, I was just a fucking dick. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no guidance. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I had my classes, yes, but that was just like, I was enjoying it as more passion, but now it's become my work. But the fact that you're able to self analyze and go, okay, I have this passion, but I need it to be controlled and directed at fucking 19 is unbelievable. It really is. I'm telling you right
yeah.
now, like, because you're
Thanks.
19, you won't. You're being. Oh, everyone thinks like this. They fucking don't. They don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
great.
think I do have a problem with like inserting that sort of mindset into like other people sometimes because I'm like, okay, this is just like the basics for project stuff or whatnot. So I'm always kind of expecting it back from people, which
Mm-hmm.
is not good because of
No.
course not everybody is like aware of this like the way that some other people are or like my
Yes.
team or whatnot. So there's differences, but I think that's exactly why communication is so important because I can't know unless people tell me, you know.
Yeah,
So
I get that. Yeah,
yeah,
in any team kind of thing, if you're not talking to each other, then you just it's the blind leading the blind, as they usually say, where you because there's no communication going on, you're doing stuff, but it's kind of like I'm trying to think of an analogy for it. It's kind of like you're trying to push something uphill, but you don't exactly know which way you want to go directly. You know you want to go uphill, but people are going to be pushing it this side, and
and
like
it
different
takes so much
angles.
longer to actually just go straight up, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
that's what it is. And then you have like it's like literally like a boulder, and then some people like because there's no communication essentially, like some people will push it back down because they're like, okay,
yeah,
take a step back, and then other people are going to try and like counteract that and go up because they're under the assumption that we just want to move forward. Some other
mm-hmm.
people will you know push it to the right, and then at the end it's just kind of is stationary,
It's
like
the spins on the
because
spot instead.
yeah, because everybody's pushing from this like different sides, so it's just not going to be moving.
And it's the
Um,
horrible part as well because you everyone feels like they're doing the right thing. That's the hard part because
telling
everyone.
people
Go
no
on.
is so difficult, bro. Like
Yeah, of
telling
course it
people
is.
like I don't want you to do this or like I want you to do that instead is difficult, especially if you're like in a lead position. That's
Yeah,
why I like from the first couple like meetings, it's not really meetings, just calls, said like I don't want to be a lead position. Like I don't want to be a lead. I don't want my name alone to be on this thing. That's why I also like told McCoy, I want your name on this as well, like on the first chapter at least. Or like on the book cover, like I don't want to be known as like, oh yeah, I made Overcry, because that's not true. I don't make
mm,
it. Like we make it. So
yeah,
like personally, I'm not good as a lead either. Like I hate being like, you do this, you do that, blah blah blah. Again, that's why I have Macquarie,
yeah,
where we just communicate together, and then we will like ask people like, hey, how do you think about this? Would you be able to do that? Would you be cool with this? And we just find a balance together. And I think that's exactly like where I'm just like communication. Please, we need to know if you want to do this or not, if you're comfortable with this or not, blah 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 blah.
it's
Um,
always interesting to deal with different people. I've got my own team when it comes to my schools, so it's definitely one of those where you have to make sure they, let's say, um, one of the things what I had to learn quite quickly, and it's nothing to do with yours actually. This is mainly to do with teaching, but the biggest thing I ever learned, biggest lesson I ever learned, sorry, was the most expensive thing you can have is untrained help.
yeah,
Where if you've got people who are trying to assist you in class, but they don't know how to communicate with the kids, they don't know how to teach, they don't know how to respond to a kid misbehaving, or they don't know how to approach a kid, how to talk to a kid. Are they a visual, audio, kinesthetic learner? Are they how do they function? You end up having to coach the assistant while not coach, you do it afterwards, but correct them during the class. So you end up teaching two separate classes at once, where I'm teaching the main kids, but I'm also teaching this person here. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, we need to do this training beforehand. And you feel like because you've got them in your school and they are helping, it's good, it's great. But then you realize, oh shit, actually this was a mistake, because
Yeah, they're
I'm
not that
let
much of a help. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
no, it's sometimes
Sadly, it's just sometimes the fact that sometimes people aren't really that much of a help as they think they are, and it's yeah, like you said, like underqualified staff or whatnot is
it's
not good.
disastrous.
Yeah,
You feel bad for letting them go, and you're gonna upset them, but it's for the best. It's for the it's for the greater good, as hot fuzzy and cheesy as that sounds. It's for the greater good to make sure that the project or the schools or the results or the children, whatever you want to say,
yeah,
gets where it needs to go, or
yeah,
else you're just people pleasing for the sake of it. You're trying to please the people
exactly,
there instead of trying to keep going with the project. It's a weird.
exactly.
Everyone has to face
Yeah,
it. If you're going to be in a leadership role, or just, I'm going to say leadership role anyway because I teach, but kind of like yourself and Macquarie, because you have to take that little bit of, we have to take a little bit of the leadership role right now, because if we don't, then we don't know where it's going to go. And it's not a
hmm,
case of leading from you do this, you do this, you do this. It's like you're approaching it as, I have this idea, guys, let's come together, give me some motivation, let's work on
yeah.
this.
And
If you
everybody
get
like brings each other in, and that's also like really helpful because it's like
absolutely.
everybody has like their opinions on it, and we've had a couple people that just were like not sticking around for that long because they realized, okay, I don't really feel comfortable working on this, or not even that, I don't have the time to anymore, so I'm gonna go. And it's like, okay, that's totally fine, as long as people are happy, that's good. But sometimes it's really just like the, okay, this isn't working out, or I'm not seeing eye to eye with this, and like
Yeah.
speaking about it. You can still give someone a second chance and just like actually like properly call it out,
Yeah.
and call them
Yeah.
out on
Yeah.
something. Because like it's even sometimes like the other way around. Like I've had it where like with my job, with my game job, I had the same exact thing where I had to call them out for not communicating with me properly because,
Mm.
and this is like not me like inserting myself, like I said earlier, it's more like a thing of like, okay, I don't know when I'm gonna get paid. Like I don't know if I'm gonna get paid at all for this, for example. So I had to know. And I would always kind of like just kind of ask about it, but not actually like sit down and be like, I need to talk to you about this. This is not okay in my
Mm.
eyes. I need to know when this is gonna happen, blah blah blah. It turned out for me to actually, it's better for me to leave because sometimes, like you said, even from the other side, it's like underqualification, if that makes sense. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
worth the time, and
No.
sometimes it's okay to just say, no, that's too much stress for me. I'm just gonna go and do my own thing.
Yeah. It's always a weird one
Sometimes
when,
things just don't match.
yeah, unfortunately that's how it goes, and you don't know until you try.
Yeah,
And it's always one of those weird moments as well where people they want to jump onto something because of the people involved, not because of the project in the sense.
mm.
So, for example, obviously I don't know, but people might have contacted you, or you might have reached out. I don't know, but people might have gone and said, "Oh, Pidgey, I want to get on this," not because they have anything to actually add to it, but because they just want to be part of it. They want to be in on the in circle. They want to be in the circle, if that
Yeah,
makes sense at all. And that can be frustrating too. Where
yeah. Which is then why which actually the reasons that we had were friends actually. So like the people that we had on were friends of mine, but they were just busy and they
yeah,
didn't really feel like they wanted to do it anymore and stuff like that. Which is fine. But yeah, this is why also like a good hiring process is important and actually doing background checks on people.
mm,
Um, so yeah, so it depends, but I don't think I had that on my project personally.
no, no,
But it can happen, yeah, of course.
it happens all the time with everyone. Like if you don't know that person, at least, like if you got friends, like I know all of them are your friends, almost, were they all just friends prior though, right? as in before you even got on board, they were friends, or I
Yeah.
know you mentioned one of them. You are now really close friends.
Who do you mean?
Hang on. I think I got rid of the bloody page. Was it Sugarholic? Was it Sugarholic you were talking about? I can't remember.
Sugarolic,
Or
Angie.
and
Angie.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Angie, I knew Angie before because we wanted to start another project that didn't really work out. But yeah, I knew Angie from there, and now like just getting to know Angie better, it's just become like a friendship at this point. So it's like
That's
having the
good.
same sort of interests and like wanting this project to go well and like connecting through that
Yeah.
kind of helped. But yeah.
You almost choked up like burp then it seemed.
hmm All good.
If you burped while you were talking about that, that would have been amazing. But
I'm
no,
trying not to.
burp. I don't care. Um, but honestly, like I think I swear you didn't speak about it, but I remember thinking when we first spoke about how not motivating. I don't want to say motivation is a weird one because motivation is finite. It only lasts so much.
Mhm.
Um, but
Yeah, you have to
you're very
keep finding reasons to be motivated and stuff like that. Yeah.
well. I was going to say it was because you're passionate and like your passion is what drives you. You've got so much energy about all these little things and that's like the fuel for what you're doing right now. And I'm really excited to see where it goes. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit. Just the idea of it. You know what? I swear you teased it, and that's when I reached out and said, "Oh, you want to talk about it?" kind of thing.
hmm
Um, but yeah, that passion of yours is endearing, and people want to cling on to that, not in a bad way, but they want to have that passion from you and have that fuel from you, sorry, and fuel them and make them feel motivated about doing something else. Issue is with motivation, as I was saying, it doesn't last, and one thing that has to be implemented with the motivation is the discipline side of it all,
hmm
because you
Yeah.
motivation is an emotion where discipline is more logical, and when you can have motivation and discipline it works wonderfully, but discipline's there when the motivation isn't. And being able to say to yourself like, okay, I'm gonna get I still struggle with this anyway, but like I'm gonna get up at this time, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna do this. You get all the motivation while you're saying it, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, I can't be asked. But then
Yeah.
that's when discipline comes in, because again, this is why for me when I was younger, I wanted to be like a motivational speaker. But the issue with that is you're giving people false energy. It's like giving them motivation to start something, yes, but then you got to give them sort of what?
The right push and like actually make them keep going somehow, and that's really
Yeah,
difficult when you're not in a position to actually lead them in any way. Yeah.
yeah. We don't prepare for the trip ups. We don't prepare for the emotional baggage what comes with starting a project. We don't prepare for that. We think it's going to, a lot of times at least, it's going to be sunshine, rainbows, and all that, and it can be,
And
but
then all the ugly sides of a project show themselves, and you're like, oh, but I just wanted to have fun on it, and then you don't end up like, okay, maybe it's not the right thing, and you're like in this weird, should I start or should I not start? Yeah, like you really need the to put in the effort. If you want to get something done, you need to do something in order for something to be able to get done. That's
you
just
got
kind of
to
how it is.
you got to go into it knowing that is going to be fuck
There's
ups
gonna
here and
Yeah,
there,
there's gonna be
and
work involved. There's gonna be something like some times where you have to take a couple steps back and start again, or that's all part of a project and like a process of like writing, and like that's stuff that I'm super passionate about is like writing and uh, cinematography is something that I really like, or fine, I don't even know, like drawing.
yeah,
That's why.
obviously.
So of course that's why I'm like, okay, I want to do a visual novel because that combines like cinematography with drawing and writing,
mm,
and like character work and character art and stuff like that. So that's like kind of the perfect thing. But even I'm still like, God, but like fucking sales and stuff, and I don't like numbers, but and like deadlines. I hate deadlines. I'm so bad with deadlines.
Creative
But
people aren't usually the biggest fans of deadlines, just to
mm-mm.
let you know, so don't worry. I get
um,
it.
but it's like gotta do it anyway because I said I was gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it.
Mm.
I want to see this go well, and that's my main motivation. I have this end goal, and this is funny because this is also something that you have in plot. You have this
Ah,
end goal, and you have to have short-term goals to achieve your long-term goal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
We do a
and
similar thing when it comes to teaching kids with martial arts, where I don't think any kid actually wants to get their black belt when they start, unless they are like me when I was younger and like obsessed with martial arts and that kind of thing. But with when it comes to kids, we say to the kids and the parents that we're aiming for black belt and stuff, but we give them loads of belts in between it because we have a long-term goal, which is 4 years time, get to black belt. But in the meantime, we have short-term goals. We're going to aim for this bit. What do you need to do that? I'm actually working on something right now where I'm writing down exactly what we need for each and every single belt. So then it gives them that little thing to work on. Whereas if it's just up in the air, again, like you were saying, no communication, they just sort of we go with
how
the
would you
flow, but we
get
don't know.
there?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
go with the flow, but we don't actually know how to guide it. So we could be heading down to a fucking waterfall, but because they go with the flow. And people who go with the flow are interesting because they're the ones that usually get fucked up. Whereas if you can go with the flow, but you know how to guide it as well, that's what you need. You know,
Yeah.
it's a
Going with
weird
the
one.
flow is good in some regards, but not all regards, I
Yeah.
think. Like just generally being like open for change is totally cool. Being open or like being good with spontaneous situations, that's also good. That's a good
Yeah,
trait to
yeah.
have. But I think, yeah, some guidance isn't bad. But, to each their own. But for projects in general, I think it's really important to have short-term goals because at least you'll have like the feeling of, okay, I got something done. We are a
Yes.
step closer to the end goal. And I think that's something that's just can also be really helpful, exactly, especially for people that just have never done a project before. So
Mm,
it just gives the extra plus of, okay, you actually get the feeling of getting something done. If you like
yes.
can check mark something off something, it's the best feeling in the world. Um, and yeah, so it's like, or people like you said that don't really have the guidance or that have not issue, but like problems. Just finding their way to that goal, so just like writing down steps and stuff like that is really important. I think like taking notes as you go.
Mm,
There might be more stuff added, more steps added, and or some might get taken away too, but essentially it's just being aware that a project is not stationary, it always changes, it's ever changing, and it's never really finished until you actually put something out.
yeah, that's true. That's super true. I was watching. I don't know if you were there. It was when Sean was doing his Twitch stream the other day, and he was talking about that he met Kevin Hart, The Rock. I love how he called him The Rock still, not Dwayne Johnson. Like it's
It's just
such a
how it
thing.
is,
Yeah, it
right?
is how it is, isn't it? But he mentioned that that one of the things what he said to him, I believe, was that at 40, that's when everything's like you pretty much get to 40, and that's when things can really happen. Because at 20, from 20, well, 18 for yourself, I guess, but 18 to 30 and 35, it doesn't have to be worked out. Like it's still a complete clusterfuck. And but then when you're 40, you've matured enough to know what you want to do. Well, most people at least. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, yeah, what's the fucking rush? Like,
There's literally no need to rush anything. It's just,
mm,
again, like the discipline. If you want to get something done, you have to put in the work to get something done.
mhm.
But you also don't need to beat yourself up over it because if it doesn't
Yeah,
work out, then it doesn't work out. And then
still
there's always the
learning.
next time. Yeah. And
Hmm.
that's also like a thing. A lot of people that I know starting like their first projects out and stuff like that, including me, I was totally devastated when it didn't work out. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to do something like this ever again. But it's like, it's
Yeah,
a learning process. Now I know what not to do so
yeah,
that I can do something that actually works out next time. And I mean, like, this is kind of sad, but even Overcry might in like a year or two not like work out or whatnot. Like, that's always the fear. You want to make it work, and I'm going to try and make it work. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But then I'll have the experience with me. So it's never actually a loss in the end, you know.
it's super cheesy, but it's there's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. Like that's the best thing I can do as well whenever I've messed up something. It's like, okay, I'm gonna feel bad because I don't want to repress the emotion. That's not good for me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel, if it makes me feel shit, I'm gonna feel like shit for a bit. Okay, who cares? I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Who cares? Don't matter. But I'm gonna learn from it, and and then hopefully learn from it and apply it. The worst thing is when you learn from it, but you don't actually apply what you learn. You do the same shit over and over again, and it turns into the lesson repeated until mastered saying, where the same shit's going to pop up over and over again until you've actually knuckled down and gone, okay, this is what you got to work on, and now apply it. It's it's kind of like when you have a person who smokes cigarettes and they're sitting there just puffing away, and they're like, that's fucking your lungs up and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, I know, and it's not that they don't know, it's they do not have the knowledge, but they're not going to apply it at all. It's an interesting one, but yeah, when it comes to anything, you can apply. To be fair, what we've been speaking about, you can apply that to pretty much every aspect, in no matter what you do. It could be art, it could be projects like yourself, it could be projects like mine, it could just be going
life
out
in general.
just life in general, yeah.
Yeah.
And being okay with that. And going back to what you were talking about with the little goals in mind, that to me is one of the most important things, because let's say someone
Yeah.
goes through depression or suffers from anxiety or barely does anything in the day, not in a bad way, but because they're just too anxious to do so, then it's like, okay, well, did you get out of bed today? Yes. Well, mark that fucker down. Like, did you... I know it sounds really silly, but like, did you brush your teeth? Yeah, mark it down. Did you shower? Mark it down. Like, and just do these little things, because that's gonna give you that motivation to, and again, and let's say energy. Actually, it gives you that energy to keep going, and then you build off it. You get more motivated from it, and then because you start getting into this habit of, this is now my standard, as in, okay, get up, brush your teeth, have a shower, whatever you want to do, go toilet, whatever. But
taking a shit
is like, that's a big tick.
That's a big tick, bro.
The biggest tick. But like, when it comes to that kind of stuff, to be able to say, you know what, if I didn't do anything else today, at least I did this, and be okay with that. The biggest
Also,
thing go please.
Yeah, it's like just generally, like, I think breaking it's the analogy that I like to use for this is, you have a big plate of like pizza, and it's gonna be really fucking difficult to eat the pizza if you don't first cut it into pieces.
Yeah. I say the same thing with cake, actually, to the kids, because I like cake. I'm a sweet tooth kind of guy, but yeah, exactly. You don't want to go agate and do that, but you can eat it if you just and take it step by step. And I think
break it down,
and I feel like I don't do this enough, and I feel like I should, because I'm not in a bad place at all. I'm in quite a good place, but that shouldn't mean I shouldn't do it, because most people will only try and do all these positive things when they're fucked. When it's too late, they've gone into a massive amount of depression, that's when we try and fix things. Whereas the things what you could do regarding, let's say, for example with this as well, people start losing weight when they realise, oh god, I'm massive, I'm starting to get really bad chest pains, and they're told, oh my god, you're at this point. Whereas if you're healthy, keep being healthy. It's a prevention strategy, not a fixing kind of thing. So
though, of course, for like mental health, it's kind of like a tricky one, because it depends on the environment, and sometimes, especially young people, are sometimes not able to change the environment just yet. In that case, patience is also a good life lesson.
Huge. Yeah, just getting through it is really important. And if you can't change the environment, the only thing you can do apart from patience, because sometimes patience isn't there, one of the only other things you can really do is try and change how you interpret the environment itself. So, for example, if you have, this is something I have to do sometimes when it comes to me driving, because I'll sometimes get really annoyed with someone. And so, just as a pure example of this, where people will have road rage or just get annoyed at someone. Well, let's say your environment is, you're in traffic and everyone's going the same way, but then someone cuts you up and gets in front of you and like almost hits you. Well, that's the environment, what's been given to you, that's the scenario that's been given to you. Now it's up to you how you've got to interpret it. So you can either interpret it as that person tried to kill you. You could have had a child in the back and all that kind of stuff. So fuck you, blah blah blah, peep, get out and punch them and whatever it is. But you could also think of it as okay, that person's coming in front of me. Maybe they're on. Okay, really just out of the blue. Maybe they're trying to get to the hospital because their wife who's in the car is pregnant and she's going into
Yeah.
labor.
You're
And
just generally thinking more about other people. I think something
it's
that we all need to learn. Because,
developing empathy.
yep, because yeah, it's just like this thing, especially on the road, because I'm still trying to get my license.
Oh yeah,
It takes so long,
it's all
but
good.
yeah, that's something that like I constantly see, especially like my friends that just got their licenses and stuff like that. We were on the way to see a movie. We actually were on the way to see Frozen 2.
Not bad.
Um, and we good movie. And we were in a car, and I just noticed how many times she would complain about people like either like you said, like cutting off or like getting too close in the back, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but and I was sitting there like whatever, like it's not like it's like
Mm.
it's annoying and it can be dangerous too if people just do that too much, but at the same time it's like they probably have their reasons to be kind of Russian,
Yeah, that's
you
the
know.
thing.
And even if they don't, it's like so long, like of course take responsibility for other people on the road. They need to do that as well. It's
Yeah.
not just you being like, okay, everything is okay, everybody can walk all over me, like no, but
Mm.
just generalizing, taking responsibility for other people as well and having empathy with other people, because it's even like the people cutting off might be just annoyed by you being slow, but then
Hmm.
it would be good if they also just realized, okay, maybe the car is just generally slower than mine, or
Yeah.
you know like stuff like that. It's not always up to you to like excuse other people's bad behavior, I don't
Hmm.
think, but it's also it's good to understand why that behavior might be, and
For
at
your own
least
self, good. Yeah.
yeah, at least trying to be like, okay, maybe it's not on me that someone's angry at me. Maybe they're just genuinely angry. So just keeping in mind that they have their own brain and their own very complex minds.
They
But
have their own
also,
shit to deal with. Yeah.
yeah, but
Totally.
also, I feel like we should just start expecting that from other people too, to a degree. Um,
How do you mean? Sorry.
like, I feel like just not just. I mean, sure, like we need to do that to other people, but it's also okay to just be like, okay, um, how do I explain this?
Are you trying to say that people
I
aren't
feel like
judging you how you
general.
think they're judging you, or
I feel like generally we should just be more empathetic, like everyone, not just you, but like everyone.
yeah,
You know,
I totally agree with that.
that's what I mean.
I just
Totally
feel
got that out the wrong way because
I got it. I got it. Yeah.
yeah, essentially like the like cutting off thing. Like if you see it like in the perspective of the person cutting off, they might be annoyed because they're like, why what's taking you so long? And just being like, okay, maybe the
Hmm.
car is slow, but then also as the person being in the slow car, understanding, okay, why are they cutting off? Is it because my car is slow or because stuff like that? Just like being more aware of one another. Does that make sense?
I think it's one of those as well where if we when you start to change how you look at certain scenarios or how you interpret it, because everyone has a knee jerk reaction straight away to anything. So if someone does pop up, you're not going to go, oh, hello, and that's it. It's all shit. Then you get like a little rush, and then you have to articulate it. You have to go into your logic if you would. But when it comes to, as we're saying about the scenarios and situations and our environments, if you're able to and it's hard obviously, but if you're able to just change how you interpret certain things, it might help you out a tiny bit more.
This
Because
is especially true for like. Sorry for cutting you off.
no, please, please, it's okay.
This is especially true for like negative like situations or negative encounters with people that seem annoyed, and you could either choose to look for the fault in yourself and be like, okay, I did something, I made a mistake, that's why they're snarky toward me,
Hmm.
or you could just try and logic it out with, okay, they might just be having a bad day.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
I've literally been in a scenario once where um, it wasn't. I can't remember what it was. Uh, there was someone who wasn't. It was not angry with me at all. It wasn't to do with me. We were in public. I think we're actually. It was. We're out drinking and stuff. And this guy had like a little bit of a, you know, tough exterior, trying to peacock everyone and push his chest out. And I literally just and the first thought was, well, what a fucking arsehole. Like, he's just barging through. And then I actually just had to internalize what might happen. And again, I don't know what's right, I don't know what's true or false, but I'm going to go with the thing what makes me feel better. And so I thought, okay, maybe he's just having a bad day. But then I literally went up to him, put my hand on his shoulder, I was like, are you alright, man? You okay? And he started going, yeah, I'm alright, I'm okay. And he started settling down and chilled out, and we started speaking. But imagine if I interpreted that he's just a prick, then it's like it wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Which you couldn't have known either.
No, of
So,
course
like,
not. He could have been a prick.
he could have been, yeah, he could absolutely have been like out to get someone or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, you never know. But I think also like the assumptions bit is really like, because sometimes having assumptions or having like a first thought for something is like a self safety mechanism.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
What did you just do then? You went self. It's like you took off. It's like you fucking rocketed up into space.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Like self-protection mechanism.
You could say self-preservation if you want.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like sometimes people have had experiences, so they react a certain way, which you can't know. You haven't been part of that. Maybe you have.
Yeah.
I don't know. Essentially, just everybody's different. Holy shit, accept that.
Yeah.
It could boil down to that. It's like everybody's different. Everybody has different like opinions, different expectations, and different. I don't know. I think the best thing to just do is like ask about things if you have a question.
Yeah.
Or like communicate.
I think one of the biggest things that frustrates me is when people will, let's say, look at someone who they know, they know of, and they go, well, if I was in their situation, then I'd react like this. It's like, but motherfucker, you're not in their situation and you're not them. So shut the fuck up.
Exactly. It's like, if you don't know why someone is acting a certain way, ask.
Yeah.
You can ask. Sometimes they're not okay with talking about it. That's fine. But then in that situation, it would be good to let them know, hey, I don't want to talk about this right now. Communication is like a two-way street, like I tweeted about that the other day. It's like, I think just so important that people just start communicating and talking more. I don't know. I think it just kind of became like this thing where we sometimes just kind of expect people to understand us immediately, but it's not always possible, And then
it's never possible. That they can only understand you at a certain point. If not, they'd just be you. There's only a certain amount of a certain percentage they will ever know about you. You could tell them everything about everything in your entire life and your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. You'll tell them all about that, but they have to interpret your words, and then through interpreting your words, they won't get it. It's is it observer effect, whereby I think it's the observer effect, whereby just looking at something, the sheer measurement of something changes the actual thing, not physically, but because you can never measure it accurately, like to 100%. It's always like 99.99999. You could be really close, but you'll never be there.
That's true. Yeah.
I think it's once you can get that, where you start to. I mean, everyone judges, as you said. It's that self-preservation. You're trying to protect yourself, kind of thing. But if you're able just to step back and try and judge it the best you can, it can make a huge difference. Not just you might not even ever interact with that person, but at least you can change how you're going to think about them, so then you're not stressed. So then that person isn't stealing your fucking energy all the time, because people get wrapped up in what other people do when they don't even know them. And it's like, oh, you're wasting all your energy, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like it's also this thing of like you said, like perceiving people differently and stuff like that. Like oftentimes it's like we want to be like super logical, but then we also have this emotional side about us that just sometimes won't let us be super logical for at least a little bit. So it's like sometimes you're just really angry, and then you're just going to be angry with like everyone in a way, like everything can just be perceived through like this angry lens, and then you judge it differently. Or you're like in a really happy mood, so like you're really optimistic, and even if something really bad happens, you're like, oh, that's not so bad. But to other people, it might be like the world is ending, sort of thing. So it's like it's difficult to be empathetic, but just trying, I think, is really important. And just trying to connect to people more.
It's definitely a habit where you have to. It sounds really weird, but you have to sort of train yourself to get to that point, because you have a knee-jerk reaction no matter what. You can't not have a knee-jerk reaction. The emotional trigger happens straight away.
Yeah.
We don't go logical first, we go emotional first, and that is a survival mechanism, where I've said this plenty of times, but let's just say a giant animal, giant tiger comes into the room. You don't first think, that's a really nice tiger, that's beautiful, blah blah blah. You go, fuck, and then you're off. You have to do an emotional response first to survive, and then you can, after that has
Think about
gone,
it.
yeah, then you can think about it. And I think sometimes, that sort of going back to what we were talking about not too long ago, but when it comes to emotions and getting upset, you should be upset. If you're upset, be upset, because what happens afterwards is you let the emotions go and let them flow through you, if you would, as cheesy as that sounds. Once you've let go of that emotion, you can start to look at it a bit more logical, but you have to go through that first. You can't
Yeah.
you cannot push emotion down and go logic,
Yeah,
because
do
it'll
not
fuck you up.
ever, yeah, do not ever suppress emotion. Do not suppress sadness or anger or whatnot. If you need to be angry, be angry. Punch a
Yeah.
pillow. Like it's like something, yeah, it's just I think really I think that I was even like for the longest time super guilty of because I'm not that old. I'm not wise or anything like that. But I've had to deal with my fair share of like suppressing like sadness all the time because I was under the impression that that's somehow bad.
We got brought up on it, dude. We like the generation what we grew up in. It was basically that, where you have to shut the fuck up if you're sad. Well, you ain't got time for being sad. I feel like there's a generation when it was the war, I believe, and it was called the silent generation. And I'm talking out my arse, but I like to interpret it as they had to be quiet and repress their emotions because emotions are not useful on a battlefield. If you get emotional on a battlefield, you're dead. So you had to repress that emotion, and this is one thing. What is, I don't know if it's proven or not, but where your parents and grandparents and their grandparents and blah blah blah, their shit gets passed down, and it's I can't remember how he did it. I feel like actually it was because they did it on lab rats. I don't know why they do it on lab rats. I've never understood why, but for the sake of it, so what we do is they have a mother, and I can't exactly remember the experiment, so I'm just going to butcher it, but I'll go to the idea of it anyway. But what they do is they'd get the rat to have some cheese, but when it got the cheese, it started getting shocked, and after a while, it got so used to it that it didn't want to have the cheese. So then it has babies, and the babies are presented with the same cheese or same position of the cheese, and the babies never touched it. They haven't been shocked, but they'd know not to go there. And it's like, okay, how do they communicate about that? Because I believe they separated the mum as well, but how do they communicate that? And the idea
There's
is that it
something
gets
with
passed.
DNA and shit. Yeah,
I think it's called.
so.
I think it's called epigenetics. I can't remember exactly. It's way above my head at least as well.
I
But
just
yeah,
draw, man. But yeah, no, I get the idea. Yeah, no, I get the idea.
but
But I think
it's
there's definitely something about that. Yeah, and like genetics and stuff. Like certain traits and character traits just get passed down because
mm,
your DNA changes as you grow up too. Like things don't stay the same since you were a baby. Like it's adapting, it's changing, and that gets passed down. That's totally possible. Yeah.
and the things regarding DNA, some things can just get switched on, some things can get switched off. It's not a
Yep.
case of that was my mum and dad, so this is exactly how I'm going to be. That's not exactly true.
Yep.
People, you can definitely have traits of going towards that, but doesn't happen. There's been studies as well by a person called Dr. Rhonda Patrick. She's really cool and wonderful person, but she in passage says that when and I don't know how this works, but when a person is pregnant and they're quite overweight or they're eating really unhealthy things, the child's chance of being overweight skyrockets. I don't get that personally because that's, for me, that's like environment. Like, okay, well, if you just give them healthy food, then surely they're going to be they're going to be slim. But the idea is that, yeah, things just get passed down. How the fuck did we get to this?
I don't know. I was just gonna say, like, wait, how did we get from like comic and this and that to like biology? Like,
Fuck knows? But I know where it linked because we're talking about
Yeah.
stressing and putting too much pressure on ourselves and all that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. Again, trying to bring it back a tiny bit. When it comes to this now, I I'm happy where it is right now, and I am excited to where it might lead. But again, this might not work. For now, I'm just enjoying the conversations. To be fair, like I know people are enjoying it, and people are going to watch. People aren't going to watch. People might like it, dislike it, whatever. But in these moments, like this conversation we're having right now, I really enjoy it. I just
Yeah.
like talking. So even if it doesn't go anywhere, I'm having a good time talking to people who I've obviously spoke to you quite a fair bit, but even just speaking to people I've never spoke before, having a good conversation or just talking about whatever, it's nice. It's a communication, it's a connection, which is nice. I feel like that's why I don't want to be talking to an image anymore. I
Yeah.
want it to be. I want to speak to you, and obviously, if we can't do it, we can't do it. But yeah, so regarding this, it might go somewhere. It might not. I hope it goes somewhere.
I hope
I
so
really.
too, man. You deserve it.
And the same thing with Overcry though. Like,
Thank you.
I'm excited to go for. I'll obviously support it and stuff, and I think it's gonna do good. I have no idea if it's gonna blow up. It might blow up. We don't know, but yeah, the idea of it all seems really cool, and I'm sure you're gonna have supporters. I mean, I know you've already got supporters as well, and if it comes to the part where you have to start financing it, so then it's a bit more viable and you can give back to the people who are part of your team and yourself, then I think you can get there. I really do.
I hope so. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have like a lot of plans for like an ARG aspect of it. That oh no, I said the A word.
The
But
what?
yeah,
Sorry.
the
The what? The A word.
ARG. Yeah,
ARG. What's ARG?
alternate reality game.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
You don't know what an ARG is? Have
Oh
you
fuck.
have you seen Petscop, for example?
Hang on. I swear I spoke about this with someone. I swear I spoke about this with Pad Footlet, as in where you're in one universe and then you get teleported to another. For example, into the Spider Verse.
Uh,
Am I right about
mm,
that or wrong? You can say I'm
it's
completely wrong.
holy shit. Okay, I didn't think you would not know this. It's essentially what the fuck? It's a game. It's like D&D, but it's like more. I mean, holy shit! Like the what's a good F. I mean, yeah, Petscop or I see. I don't follow that many ARGs, but essentially you have a Tumblr account with that's what we're doing. On our Tumblr account, we had a couple like I actually have them here. Hold on. Oh, like these things.
What? Why is there blood all over it?
I guess you're gonna have to wait and find out. Um, but it's essentially like a game. It follows certain rules. It has characters, but it's just in real life. That's why it's like an alternate reality game. It's in reality, but it's like an alternate reality.
I
Some people have like literally like big radio stations and stuff like that, where they have like alien like it's essentially like telling a story but in real life through social media most of the time. I think even
Whoa.
Gravity Falls did that one time with actually placing like the Bill Cipher statue somewhere in the woods until someone found it, and then putting like hiding boxes in real life with like USB sticks. Like you actually carry a story into the real world. Essentially, is what it is.
What? So I'm reading the wiki right now because obviously Wikipedia is going to be the best thing for it,
Yeah, I
and
can't
it
explain
goes
it well.
an alternate reality game is an interactive networked narrative that uses the real world as a platform and employs transmedia storytelling to deliver a story that may be altered by players' ideas or actions. The
Yeah.
form is defined by intense player involvement with a story that takes place in real time and evolves according to players' responses. Subsequently, it is shaped by characters that are actively controlled by the game's designers, as opposed to being controlled by an algorithm, as in a computer or console video game. Players interact directly with characters in the game, solve plot-based challenges and puzzles, and collaborate as a community to analyze the story and coordinate real-life and online activities. ARGs generally use multimedia such as telephones, email, mail, but rely on the internet as a central binding medium. The fuck?
You didn't know about any of this?
The only thing I've ever, this isn't even it, but the only thing I've ever seen like when there's games involved is when people do like do the weird item trade thing where they'd have I can't remember what it's called now. I can't remember, but where they have like a little trinket. Let's say I have this weird Mario head, and I'll put it somewhere in the world, and I'll post online saying, give them clues, and then they find that, and then they put they like trade in. So they take my item, they put their item, and then other people find that. That's all I know. Like, I've never heard of this before.
It's cool, right? Yeah, I think this is also something that just caught on really like a lot the past couple of years. I think there's one that's called Tribe 12 that Lee tells me about or told me about a lot.
Tribe 12.
I think that's like a really popular. Even the Slender thing started as an ARG. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah, like Slender Man stuff started as sort of an ARG, and then it became a game, and then became a movie. It's weird.
I just put Tribe 12, and then straight away it comes up with Slender Man. Oh, what the hell? I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I'm not super into like the whole like lore bits of all these ARGs. I just know of them, but
Sure.
I've never like really actually sat down and like, because some of these are years and years long, like a couple of years long.
It generally does seem like a D&D, and
yeah, just without without like you know,
dice.
Days. Okay.
Dace. Hello, Dace.
Shit. Yeah.
That's my new name. Hello, Dace. How you doing?
There you go.
Well, this is. I'm gonna have to dive into this another time. I'm sure we could go into this a bit more, but my God, I didn't know. Wow. Okay, I'm learning something new.
Yeah.
The old person's learning. God.
Yeah, I've been meaning to like start like an original with a couple friends too for a while now, so we might get to do that. Hopefully, but it's a lot of dedication to just keep it going too. Some of them are like on pause for like years, and then they start it back up, and then they have to incorporate the pause into the plot. Like, why is there like?
Whoa. Yeah, of course. That's so cool. I actually really like that idea. You know what? I think it's just because I've been getting into D&D. I'm so excited to.
Maddie tells me about that all the fucking time. Maddie's like, "Oh yeah, Dave is so helpful in the D&D group." All
I don't know. Oh, she's so cute. No, I'm balls deep into it right now. Like I learned as much as I can to get by, and now I'm just like listening and watching podcasts about them all, and I've just been really into it. It's been really fun, and I can't wait to do Maddie's campaign. I need to actually contact her and tell her my character details and stuff. Cause
I still need to do that because I have an idea, but I haven't started actually doing that yet. So I need to get on that.
You're in the green one, aren't you? You're a green person. I'm a yellow person.
I don't even know. I don't know what that means.
So basically, because there's so many of us in the actual
I'm a green person.
Discord.
I just saw. Damn, I'm green.
It's fun. For people who don't know, in Discord you can get assigned different colours. That's what we're talking about right now. But basically, because there's so many people in Discord, so I think Maddie's doing like two. I don't know if she's doing two separate campaigns, which is nuts, or she's doing the same one but having two parties take place. So she'll do two sessions. So you'll be in the green party. I'll be in the yellow party.
Yeah, the green is technically just soup. I saw like.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like
Yeah.
Funny. It's fun.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and just going into the old. I don't know, just being able to sit there and just think on the spot. I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Yeah, Maddie... I have no clue how D&D works, so I'm like interested in it. I know
I
you
have
need dice, and I know there's like character something
if
sheets with points, and there's scenarios, and you need to think a lot. But I still kind of a little
the
bit.
the biggest thing you need to do more than anything is just build a character. Honestly, just build a character and have a little. I've not got a story yet. Me and Turquoise Magpie were talking yesterday because we're kind of opposite. So I went for I want my person to look like this, and Turquoise went, this is my character's entire backstory. Like she's got an entire backstory going on, and then worked on the design where I'm just like, this is my guy, and I haven't even thought about the background yet. I have an idea, but nothing. I'm not creative when it comes to that kind of thing.
I
So
literally like the other day I was thinking like, oh yeah, I have this, and it's like this and that, and like Angel, what's like I have like so many like ideas for like a really cool design, and like already have like some sort of story in my head. I just need
God
to
damn it.
I just need to write it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know.
D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond is the best website. It's free to get everything set up as well, so just do it. It's all on there anyway. It's on the Discord, so
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah. I need to look through it.
speaking of Discord, I need to look at the Discord questions. But we do have two, I believe, on the Twitterverse. So are you ready to answer some questions?
Sure, I'm good.
Cool. We spoke a hell of a lot. I think me and you could speak for fucking ever. We're
Yeah,
good
I think we
talkers.
could literally talk for like half a day or more. Yeah.
This is the hard part. Like when it comes to podcasting, where I need to figure out like there has to be a point in the in the podcast where I bring it to the questions, so then it leads to the end. Because if I don't, we could just be talking forever.
Like six
And
hours or more. Yeah.
easy, yeah. This is the thing as well. When if the live podcast comes to fruition, that I want to make sure it's like, okay, guys, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we start, and then like I've got to be kind of going right. Listen to me. Stop talking. I'm the person.
Yeah, I'm
And
looking
then
forward to the live one
I
though. If it's like friends of mine stuff like that in there, that's gonna be really fucking difficult to coordinate us though. Like we're a mess. We're a
oh,
hot
don't
mess.
worry, it's all good. I got an idea. I got ideas. I'm also doing
Okay.
I'm going to be doing. I don't want it to just be chatting. I want it to be like kind of special. So, did I not send you an image? I can't remember if I did, but I'm planning on doing like little challenges and stuff. So like sketch
Ooh.
challenges and all this kind of thing. So yeah, I want to make it a bit more like visually appealing, not just our
Okay.
faces, but we're going to be doing stuff. So have ideas for that. But
Look
yeah,
forward to
again,
it.
planning it first,
Mm-hmm.
and then properly talking about it.
Oh yeah. If you
Um,
need help planning or anything, I'm also always here.
Yeah, I think I thought I was going to send it to you as well, but either way. We'll start with the ones what are on Twitter, the Twitterverse. So this one is from Milan Winchester, and this one is for Jane. First off, thank you for the commissions you've done for me. I think they're
You're
amazing.
welcome.
And secondly, what made you want to start drawing? Where were there any inspirations?
Uh, it's always the same thing because it always kind of loops back toward like Sean again, doesn't it? Because I did start drawing because of him, actually. Because
Hmm.
I remember, actually, technically Auntie, because I remember I think I talked about this in the last one too, right? Was it?
Yeah, you did, but it's okay. People, this might be the first time people listen to
Yeah,
it, so it's
yeah.
fine.
So essentially, what happened was I had no clue who he was, and at some point, a friend of mine was like, "You might like this," and I watched it. And I couldn't understand a single word because I could not speak English, but
Oh yeah.
I was looking through, I think, Tumblr tags and Twitter stuff, just like Googling the like Jacksepticeye tag or whatnot. And then I found some old, like really old, like at this point, 2015 to 16, like old uh, fan art stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
I want to draw that. It's cool. And then I started drawing
Uh,
it. Yeah. And I'm
and
still drawing it. I need to stop. But yeah.
it's whatever makes you happy, in the
Hmm.
end. And if it gives you that passion, and to be fair, dude, I always love your pieces anyway. I love seeing your stuff. Whenever you post, I'm like, yeah, Pillagy's posting, and it's
Oh,
like, oh fuck, that's usually dark as fuck and scary, but I like it.
I like horror. Yeah, but I do want to kind of branch out and do my own thing maybe next year. So probably after Overcry, I'm going to stop with that specific type of fan art, which is going to
Well,
be a little bit sad, but
I'm about to say, I'm not expecting Overcry to be the most sunshine and rainbows.
mm-mm,
With the
mm-mm.
name Overcry, like goddamn.
If the oh the name Overcry, I don't know if I want to give this away.
No. That's why I specifically avoided that because I thought if I ask you why the name, it might. I sort of avoided
There's
that
a
question.
reason. There's a reason. It has to be
Yeah.
there. I'm gonna say there is a clue hidden in the first cover image that we already posted. There's a clue as to why it's called Overcry. Um, it's one half of it. If you wanna, if you wanna look at it at some point, you can show it
Okay.
as well if you want. I don't mind if you show it.
Well, when we were talking about it earlier, I had it scrolling through and all that on your
Ah,
Tumblr, so
cool.
it has been up there. I'm gonna make it difficult for people, and I'm not gonna post it apart from this bit, so they're not gonna
Okay.
see it during this bit
Okay,
because
go.
yeah, so that's it done. Was there anything else then? Was it just Anti then who was your was there any artist what like you clung on to first?
My friend Anna, because I wasn't really, I didn't really know anyone.
Oh,
um,
bless you.
so I was just kind of always at home, and then we would like, because that's how I became friends with my friend Anna, because she was like, I saw you kind of doodling, and Anna is like really like dedicated artist, in class because we used to be classmates.
Mm,
And then she would just invite me over, and then we would just sit in her room for like hours every Thursday and just draw. So we had
mm.
like doodle dates. So it was
That's
kind of
cool.
cute. It was kind of cute. And then yeah, she like taught me like literally everything I know now. My
Wow.
style really deviated from it now. Like it looks really different. But
Yeah.
she taught me everything in the beginning. And yeah, as for inspiration, it was just really the eco characters, I think, because I just like the concept of them a lot. It's kind of cheesy at this point, kind of weird. And you know how
Yeah.
everything kind of turned out and developed over the
Yeah. Yeah.
past few years that I'm still like so into them. But I just really want to see that go well, you know. So I'm really interested in how that's going to turn out.
I'm way more. It's actually thanks to you actually more than anything. You and I can't remember who else, but like you're the people who made me basically say like, "Oh, check it out," because I saw what you were doing. I was like, "I'm gonna actually look at this," and then that's when I streamed it and watched his ego stuff for the first time. I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh shit!" And it's not that I'm just like, it's not that I'm just enjoying what it is. I'm always thinking, how did he break that fucking down? Like, how did he do that? I like working things out and getting inspired for that kind of thing. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward. Well, before we move on, out of the ones what I've just been posted, I don't know if you've watched them all, but what was your favorite one? Was it Chase? Was it Sneak? Was it
The recent ones or
JJ?
just in general?
Yes, the recent ones.
I think I don't know. I'd say that's tough because I mean I liked all of them in general
Yeah.
terms.
Oh yeah, of course.
I do prefer like the older stuff though, like the
Okay.
2017 anti stuff, or like the Dark Silence like hallway scene. It's very
Mm.
short, but I like that one the most, I think. But I think just general like the feel of the JJ video was really
Yeah,
cool.
that's exactly my thought. I really um I really liked his chase video because just of the sheer size of it in the end, as in like
Looked cool, yeah.
yeah, it was beautifully done and the editing and that warp scene what we did, that was really cool. I loved that and I was thinking, holy shit, Robin, you beast. When you know when he teleports, sorry. So yeah, and that was really cool. Sneeplestein's one was really like energetic and just real snippet like kind of thing. So there's nothing really there,
Well,
but
short, yeah, but
but then
interesting.
but then JJ, I
I like
loved
the
that
JJ
video.
video a lot because it's just
Yeah,
like I like horror in general like a lot,
mm,
and it really
yeah.
reminded me of like a lot of kind of Japanese horror in a way
Junji
almost.
Ito reminds me of personally. Junji
Yeah,
Ito and
some
well, the elongated mouth. That
yeah
was
that
that.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
yeah.
So,
I remember watching it. Oof.
but I also
And
generally just like JJ a lot, I think. But my favorite is still who's my favorite? Marvin. I guess.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really exist yet, so it's like it's tough
Oh
because
yeah.
it's like it's the introduction video was not really the character. Whatever. Let's not let's not get into that. But yeah.
I get it. I get it. I get what you mean. Finally, I get what you mean. I think we don't even. I don't think I actually watched any of them when we first did the recording, the first podcast. I can't remember. But yeah. Oh, another one on Twitter. Oh God. This one is from Sam or Artsy Book. I've got a random one for Jane. How many styles have you gone through? If you have gone through a couple, which would you say is your favorite? And would you ever go back and redo some drawings in one of those past styles to see how it would work? That's a long sentence.
Yeah.
But did you get
I
what? Did you get that? Sorry.
Yeah, I got
Cool.
that. First of all, holy shit. Okay. First of all, yes, I will be redrawing some older stuff, like one or two maybe, because I think I posted about that the other day as well, just being like, hey, which of my older things would you like me to see? And most of them were like Eerie related, which is an older project that I tried to start. I
Sure.
really need to stop. But um, yeah, yes. As for as for the first bit, I don't have a singular style. I don't think I ever had a singular style, and I think that's just normal.
Hmm.
I think there's some guidelines that you always follow, and I'm trying to like follow a specific style now for animation, but I couldn't count how many times. Like, sure, there's realism, but there's then also different types of realism. I did surrealism, I did normal realism, I did hyperrealism, so there's like three of those already.
Yeah.
Um, I did painting sort of style with like a Pennywise thing. I think I posted that recently as well. Like less detailed paintings, more detailed paintings. I did a lot of 2D art. So I did
Hmm.
a lot of trying to find my cartoon style. And I had so many of those, I don't even want to start trying to count. So yeah, I constantly kind of change. But yeah, I mean, now that I've gotten a little bit better, at least in realism terms, I would like to kind of redraw like one or two of my older pieces in realism and see what that looks like.
Have you got anything in mind, or are you just sort of going whatever, like whichever one sings to me more?
A couple suggestions that are under a tweet that I posted because I was like asking around like which would you like me to
I think I
see,
saw that one. Didn't I
and
comment? I swear I commented.
I think
I did. I did.
so.
I
Yeah,
did comment on it.
I already redid one that I don't that didn't really post yet.
Hmm.
But then I just want to make like the one where he's like shown from the side, kind of yelling in the rain, like the purple one, because
Sure.
I remember that one was like something that was people really liked that one. So
Mm.
I wanna see if I can just recreate that but better.
Nice. That's cool. And that is basically that for that one, isn't it? You answered all of them. Da-da-da. Okay, now we've got to go on to the Discord one. I've got to look at my phone this time. I'm not being ignorant or anything like that. It's
All
just
good.
because we're using Discord and I'll minimize it and shit. We have a bunch on the community Discord actually. So this one is from Jen, and they say for Jane. Hey Finn, hello. Um, do you think it's better to have a more Oh well, kind of linking on to what you're talking about. Do you think it's better to have a more flexible art style, having multiple art styles, or is it better to stay consistent?
This totally depends what profession you want to get into, because I think the being flexible but having options for people, for me
Mm,
personally, is good. I can adapt really easily. If someone, for example, says, okay, I want this sort of style for this sort of thing, I can just say, okay, yeah, sure, I can do.
yeah.
Because I am flexible and I can figure this stuff out. Whereas for graphics design, some people might be like, okay, I want this exact style, exactly like what you did it before. And then I'm having a little bit of trouble recreating it exactly the same way. But yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, it's good to stay consistent in some regards,
Hmm.
but also be flexible enough to like change things up every once in a while. Also
Mm,
depending on like contract work or anything like that. Like if you're contracted for doing character design, which I was, they need to look consistent. They need to look the same because they need to be in the same universe.
yeah,
Unless
yeah,
they
yeah.
don't. So it depends on the job, I think. And I don't think anybody has the perfect consistency or flexibility for like everything. I think there's just certain niches that you are good for and then others that you're not so good for.
Pat makes art who came on. He said a very similar thing as well, where sometimes you want to be flexible, then sometimes you just click and you just find your thing, and then you know that's the right thing to do, and that's what you're going to stick with, and you can refine it. You get really good at your own style, because that's basically what he does now. He just commissions and stuff, but through his style. He doesn't try and adapt it to fit anyone else's.
Yeah, that's
Which
why
is
I'm like having options for people to choose from. With we're like personally okay with those options to be chosen. So like having a more like 2D kind of style also kind of helps. Like the more you commission for that specific style, you're gonna refine it through that as well.
yeah, got it.
But
Totally got it.
personally, I'm also like, okay, if I can just be commissioned for literally anything and I can adapt to it really easily, depends. Like, of course, the outcome might not be as wished, but then I can try something else. So being a little bit flexible, I think for me personally is just really good. But I do have a couple spells that I just go back to every once in a while. So it's not like I always draw different things.
No, that's good. Yeah, it's perfect. Right, so the next one is from everyone's changing their names to Christmas stuff like now. So I don't know. Like right now, I know it's Dingo Hunter, but I'm in my head. I'm thinking just don't change the name too much because I'm gonna be like, okay, this is Merry Christmas XXX. Like, oh, okay, that's not gonna help. Anyway, this is from Dingo Hunter. This is for both of us actually. What's your favorite holiday tradition you do for Christmas? Either by yourself or with family. Have you got any seasonal traditions?
I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. Every year Christmas is different. We we sometimes go like I used to when I was little. We used to go to my grandma's house and like celebrate there because that's like the main hub for everyone.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm not really good in like crowds, so I didn't really like that when I was little. But recently we just kind of did whatever. Sometimes we just stayed in, and sometimes it's super sad sounding. Sometimes we like
Kinda, like it's not that bad. I get it.
yeah. So we don't really have any traditions. The only thing that we sometimes do is get a Christmas tree together, but I think I did that twice with my family and then never again. We don't have a tradition. We have shitty Christmas, I'm not gonna lie. But it's fine.
Have you got a favorite holidays or anything like that, or is it just like kind of normal? You don't really do much for them.
I don't really have a favorite holiday, I don't think. I like
It's totally
Halloween, but we don't really celebrate Halloween, so it's like
I swear, in Britain we celebrate Halloween more than Christmas now. Like because, and I feel like it's just because of Instagram that people take selfies and stuff and different costumes. I feel like that's the only reason we celebrate it more, just for likes, I guess. But yeah, Christmas is like this. You know what? It's Christmas. What 2 weeks away? Something like that. Doesn't feel like Christmas at all. Like,
no, this year it's been kind of like, wait, it's already like December? It doesn't feel like December. It feels like it just got like October, November, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're
So
building up
weird.
still. Yeah, it doesn't feel. I've done all my shopping and all that, but for Em at least, because I have to top somehow proposing to her last year on Christmas. I gave up on the idea of beating that, but like with this, it's kind of now I've done everything. I'm kind of sat there going, well, now we wait. Yeah, that's it. There's no more anticipation. It's not anticipation anymore. It's a weird one. Like you've got more decorations up than me right now with your little gnome and your fairy lights. Trust me.
Dude, I literally thought I saw this outside and I was like, this is me. I had to get it. Like,
Oh, it is
love it.
adorable. I love it. I love it. So this one is from Artia Cactus for both of us as well. What's the most fun project you've ever worked on, or your favorite? You might just say Overcry.
Yeah, I might as well just say Overcry because I've not really worked on that many projects so far. There's always like the couple like opportunities to work on bigger or cooler things, but then sometimes they just don't work out, so I don't want to cling on them too much.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, I think Overcry is so far just to say like the best like project that I just started myself. I think is the coolest one. I do have a couple that I just want to like get started on that are completely like just me and OC sort of things. Like I want to do like an animation or something like that. We'll see where that goes.
I love your little your Twitch animation.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I've been
it's
working
really
on
cute.
that. Thank
It's
you.
really cute.
I'm
It-
actually trying to get that more smooth because it's just like the first couple frames that I know what kind of movement I'm going for. But yeah, I have no clue how to animate. So it's
It looks
fun.
like you know what you do. That's the funny part. 'Cause when you're saying it was the Marvin one where he was
Mhm.
sleeping, and you're like, I don't know how to animate. I'm like, dude, that looks good. I'm like, that looks good to me at least.
Yeah, it's weird. I started animating literally last week, and I was like, what am I doing? And then I just kind of did it.
It looks totally fine.
Thank
Like,
you.
yeah, it looks totally
I'm
fine.
glad.
Trust me. But and for me, it's podcast. My project's a podcast. I love doing it, and I'm
Yeah.
happy that people like doing it too. Like, and people reach out to me saying that it's helping them with like feeling bad and anxiety and stuff. So yeah, like this. I'm actually obviously I'm happy with how it's going, but I'm happy I actually just started it because I could have just
Yeah.
been all talking, not got anywhere. But the fact that I've actually done something
Yeah, that's the first
is
step. That's
yeah,
that's what I'm like again, like what we said earlier, like the breaking it up part. This is like just getting started already
yeah,
feels so good, and then it makes you want to keep going.
yeah, exactly. My big plan is to have you know the live podcast. That'll
Yeah.
be the 25th podcast. And obviously, because it's like Christmas, I want to get dressed up in Christmas stuff. We need to all get Santa's. Obviously, hopefully you'll celebrate it, but like, yeah, I want to be like a proper Christmas special.
Oh,
But
I
the
have like
20,
I have a really ugly Christmas sweater, bro.
oh, perfect, the
Dude.
ugly sweater podcast. Yes.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna get a beard and everything. Hell yeah. We
Don't make
actually
me.
celebrate on the
Don't make me.
24th, so I'll be free on the 25th, actually. I just noticed that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot. You guys celebrate on the 25th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do the
Oh,
24th.
I forgot about that. I remember you might have mentioned that last year or something. I can't remember, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we,
Either
we do
way.
the night before, and you guys do like the morning after sort of thing,
Mm.
which is interesting.
There's different cultures, different folks, and different strokes and stuff.
Yeah.
This one is from Nightmare Wolf. They've actually just said how studying game design, but you've passed that. Um, so they actually said any tips for someone who might apply to such school. So yeah.
Okay, I'm not completely done with game design. I did 3D
Oh,
design.
okay.
So I did no, not multimedia. Interactive media design. I have that degree. I have the 3D design degree. Currently,
Oh,
I'm trying
okay.
to get graphics design degree, and then afterward, I'll do motion design, which is a lot of
Jesus.
cinematography and stuff like that. I'm not doing super well in graphics design because I'm kind of like hanging behind, which is bad. So
Mm-hmm.
my tip would be take your time
Yeah.
to do your
Yeah.
homework, and like yeah, just stay on track because degrees like this, at least for me, is a lot of like actually working at home. So kick yourself in the ass and do your homework.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Lou or Hufflepuff Tracks actually says the same thing. What Dingo said, as in, since in the Christmas name, one tradition that you and your family have around this time of year. So we've already answered that. Well,
I mean,
I
I guess decorating. My mom likes to
decorating.
decorate like overly well, like overly decorating everything. There's so much decoration upstairs. Like, I swear to God, it's so weird. You go upstairs, it's like Winter Wonderland.
Oh, really?
What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple pictures for you
Yeah,
later.
do it. Do it. I'll post it as well if that's okay.
Yeah, it's really
Cool.
funny. She's
I
good
just
at
feel
it,
like
but
I've
yeah.
actually got. I have got one tradition,
Hmm.
actually, and that is to have Patrick Star on top of a tree.
Oh, I saw
That's
that.
that's the only tradition I have.
It's fucking
Because
awesome, bro.
it's a. I think that's the. I had that Patrick Star when me and Emily first started going out with each other, dating, and yeah, ever since then I just put it on a tree because I'm not religious, so I'm like, okay, I know the star's supposed to represent blah blah blah, but Patrick Star, I want to give Patrick Star
Fucking
his
love
just
that.
due, exactly. Um, Maggie asks, favorite food. We might have spoke about this one, but what is your favorite food?
Oh, this is so mean because I'm really fucking hungry. Oh, that's mean. Okay.
I ate like an arsehole yesterday, so I'm fasting right now. I'm not eating until later, so I'm all right. For
Yeah.
goddamn.
I'm same. Not totally didn't forget to eat breakfast or anything. Um, my mind immediately goes to like Chinese or curry sort of dishes.
I'm the same. Yeah.
Like just like I think I probably had like a different. If we already talked about this, I probably had a different answer. but I really fucking like well seasoned dishes.
I get you.
Like just the perfect amount of seasoning because I don't like overly like salty or overly sweet stuff. I like a good like middle ground, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that.
But
I totally get
I'm
that.
also totally good with like some real traditional German shit, like fucking good shit.
Go on, tell me.
Um, okay, so we have like oh my God. You know what? I don't know what it's called in English, so I'm actually gonna
The only thing I know about German food is it's a lot of meat and sausages and stuff, and that's because when I was studying German, we did a day where we had a German breakfast kind of thing, and it was meat, just meat and cheeses everywhere, right? And I
yeah.
fucking loved it. I was in heaven at that point. Oh, hang on, I will have a look. What on earth is that?
So it's okay, so it's greens with potatoes, obviously. And then we
Yeah, yeah.
have we have like meat and sausages to it. It's really fucking good, man. I like this dish so
Oh,
much.
yeah. German sausages are the goddamn bomb. I absolutely love them.
Oh, you
Oh wow.
cook this in like a pot and then oh, so good. So fucking good, bro.
Okay, yeah, that does look good. It's like collard greens and kale and stuff with
hmm
sausages. Nice.
I can look up a recipe if you want to cook this for yourself sometime.
You know
Cause
what? No, I'm totally down for that. Seriously, because me and Emma are still being really healthy with our food, and I need to start getting creative because I'm getting bored shitless right now with the food I'm
hell
having.
yeah,
I'm,
I'm
I'm
definitely recommending this. Or like something that my mom does sometimes is like mustard eggs. So like
ooh,
she'll do like mustard like oh God I don't know how to call it in English. Hold on.
mustard eggs. Is that where it's like
It's
eggs
this.
Benedict?
I don't
I'm
I don't know. It's like this like mustard like sauce, and then you have like potatoes and like eggs and like some like little
okay.
meats
Yeah,
and
yeah.
bacon and stuff in it. It's so fucking good. I love this so much.
It's so simple though. Like the food looks so simple, but it looks delicious as well. God damn it.
Yeah, I
Yeah, yeah,
recommend
yeah.
this one as well. So if you want to do those two, I can hit you up with some good
All
recipes.
right, I'm down. I'm down. I like trying new things. Emily hates eggs, but I love eggs, so we're all
Dude,
good.
eggs are so
Or
fucking good. And
they're the
those,
fucking best.
dude, oh my God. It's like whenever I see people like eggs smell like fart. Like, why would you eat that? It's like, what? They're so they smell fresh and like, dude, I'm an egg fangirl. I'm an egg stan. Okay, I'm
They
sorry.
smell like farts, dude, but they taste good. Come
Yeah,
on,
dude.
the smell isn't good. You don't go,
Do you know?
mmm.
Dude, but fresh eggs actually do smell really good. But
Yeah.
like you know those like little dried salami sticks?
Yes.
Those smell like fart.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
really smell like fart. When you
It's,
open like the
I
package.
was about to say that waft. The thing where you're like, oh, it hits you like, oh fuck. I totally get you.
that
I
one
totally
time
get you.
that one time I bought one of those and I brought it to my friend's house and I opened it and she comes into the room and she
She thought you farted.
yeah but
Amazing.
she like stood there and she was like did you shoot your pants? Because she didn't know I brought fucking salami sticks. She was like, did you shoot your pants? So I speak into
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, you should have said yeah. Yeah, I did, and then just slowly eat, and then just slowly eat. Like, oh, there's nothing wrong with shitting your pants, mate. Everyone's done it. Oh, we've all been there, mate.
It's so funny because I remember her look. Oh, I'm okay. Holy shit, bro.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so when
Oh,
I really laugh. I just like to point that
yeah,
out.
fucking fine. Oh god, that was great. Oh, it's like a sitcom. She
Uh-huh.
comes in, da na na na, shit your pants. Fuck.
Just the raw nature of how she just went like. I can't even remember. Oh, it's so funny.
That is amazing. That's so
Oh,
good.
I'm sorry. I laughed
Why
so
is it sorry? Fucking great. It's great.
yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
moving swiftly on to shitting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Pad Footler or Pad Art. They say, do you sleep with any stuffed animals? If so, how many and what are their names?
You can literally see my teddy bear in my bed.
Oh yeah, go on, go get it. Come on, come
Sure.
on.
Oh.
Don't fall flat on your face while you're there.
I woke her up. She's like, the fuck?
Like, bitch.
Okay, so this is such an old teddy bear, but I've had it ever since I was like really little. So
Oh,
there he is. You can see how old it is though.
yeah.
Like, it's kind of gross, not gonna lie. But it has this like the smell of like your entire
Eggs.
life.
That's the smell of your entire life. That's fantastic.
Yeah, like you know when you have like old stuffed animals or old things and you smell it, and it's like, oh yeah, I recognize that smell.
You're
It's like
totally true. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah.
so
Well,
it just smells like me and like my life and like
it's your
memories.
essence.
It's my essence, yeah, bro. But yeah, that's it. Also, ever since like it exists, I covered up the eyes with its own fur. I know that
Why?
I know he has eyes, but I've never actually like properly been able to look at them.
What if you turned to stone right now as soon as you look into it?
He actually looks kind of cute when his eyes are open.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's a cutie.
Yeah, but ever since, yeah,
Oh.
I just always kind of like do like, don't look at me.
Oh
So,
God.
and then he doesn't have eyes, but yeah, he has eyes.
He's just like this. Like he's just yes.
Also, you can see like I had a dog that just kind of chewed on him for a bit. So
This was Finn, so don't worry. Finn's chewed up many of mine, so
so
don't worry.
yeah, it's a little bit dirty as well, but I don't want to put him in like I should probably put him in like the washing machine.
Yeah, but then you lose the essence.
It's the essence, bro. I watched him once. I remember he's really white actually. Like he's actually white.
Is he?
Yeah.
What's that fucking from? Does your like bed sweat?
No, it's like I don't know. It's just old. Like I think the last time I actually watched him was like maybe 5 years ago. It's disgusting.
Damn.
Don't hold this. I'm the only one that can hold it. But
Oh,
yeah.
it gets stuck to your hand. You have to and
Disgusting, man. I should really wash that thing. Like
maybe I don't have any things to sleep with in my bed at all. Oh, has he got a name?
Teddy.
Wow.
Dude, I've always been really creative. You know,
Yeah,
that's why I became
that's
an
good.
artist.
It's inspiring. It really is. You must have taken it off Mr. Bean. Did you ever watch Mr. Bean?
Yeah, that's exactly why it's called Teddy. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, Teddy. Yeah. I just have Finn. Finn's our
Ooh.
Teddy. Basically, he'll come up and just sleep on the bottom of our bed. Oh, hello.
She was like, hello, now I want to be pet. Ooh.
Oh, it's so cute. Your camera quality is way better as well, by the way. So like, it's way easier to see the cat.
Is
It's
it?
nice. Yeah. It's way better.
I think it's just
a
because
way
I
better.
I think it's because I have like 3 light sources on at the same time, and last time it was really dark.
That's good. That's good. We have one final question, and we've already gone over 2 hours. Shit now. Yeah, Finn. Did you just hear Finn? He just went. Have you ever just like sat there while your pets are just chilling and we just make random noises?
She
Like,
farts. She farts out of nowhere. You hear it, and it's like, jeez, it's tiny, tiny.
And you're eating your sausage like meat and you're like, is it this or is it the cat?
Yeah, like I'm just gonna look at her and be like, did you just shit yourself? Yeah, but she sometimes I hear her fart in the night, and it's just like this tiny.
Oh,
It smells so bad.
Finn,
So
Finn
bad.
when he farts, he'll do this. He'll go, and he goes.
Yeah, my dog does the same thing too.
He doesn't know what's going on.
I
And then he
literally,
Okay.
I named her Stinky, and the other one is called Poopy because when she was little, she would actually shit herself all the time. So that's their actual names are Stinky and Poopy.
Why would you judge it on that? We used to shit ourselves when we were kids. We shit ourselves still. Apparently, well, I mean, no, I don't.
If you drink enough, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, no, I like Poopy and Stinky, right? Poopy, Stinky.
They're cute. I like how it was looking right at the camera as well. It's very a well-trained cat.
Yeah.
We have one more. This literally just came in 5 minutes ago. This is from Micah, and it's for both of us, which is, what was the first gaming console you ever received? If you've never had one, then what was your first toy?
A Nintendo Game Boy Color in pink was the first one I had. And my
They
first
did it in
game,
pink?
yeah, they had like a metallic pink one. That's the one that I had.
What was the
And
first
then
game?
Aladdin. I had Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin
Wow.
on that.
Holy shit.
It's pretty sweet. And then I had a Nintendo DS in pink and blue.
Nice.
I destroyed the pink one by like jumping on it.
What?
I was really
What?
angry. I was really angry and frustrated with a game. I don't even remember what game it was. I think it was Nintendogs, and I was like, fuck this shit. And jumped on it. And then I got a new one, which was blue.
What would it have been like if you stepped on it and threw it on the floor and all you hear is because the dog's just dying.
I'm honestly like curious because I wanted to always like neglect my dogs because I wanted to see if it's true that they actually run away or die. That's so morbid. But I never got to see it because the game broke too inside of it. So my dogs all are in Nintendogs heaven.
All Nintendo dogs go to heaven. God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the one what I had because I definitely had the original Game Boy. I'm not talking about the Game Boy Color. I'm talking about the OG Game Boy with the original Mario. But I can't remember if that was like given to me or when did PlayStation 1 come out? Because that's the console I remember playing the most. But 1994. Okay, yeah, it would have been PlayStation 1. Must have been. Hang on. Game Boy original. Do you remember what the Game Boy original looked like? Just a
Yeah.
big
Yeah, I
grey
do.
block.
I know because we had to like learn this stuff in school. We had to learn the history of consoles and histories of video games and how.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I know.
Whoa.
I know my fair share.
Damn. Oh, that wow. The original was 1989. That one came out. Damn, I didn't realize that. So the original Game Boy came out in 1989, and then the Game Boy Color was 1998. But I definitely had the original Game Boy, so it must have been handed down or something. But PlayStation 1 was definitely the game console what I had, which was like, I am playing this. These are my games, and the good times. And my mother would be playing it more than me. She used to play Spyro the Dragon
Aw, there
fucking
were there were like
hours.
Tiny McDonald's consoles with Spyro the Dragon on them.
Oh,
I remember I
okay.
had that too. I think that I might have actually had that before I got the Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not
Yeah,
really
yeah,
a
yeah.
console. It's just like a one game that McDonald's used to sell. They used to have
Doesn't really
such
count.
yeah, they used to have such good toys, by the way. Like holy shit, like they had
Oh, yeah.
like electronics and shit. Like the fuck.
It's like Kinder Eggs. If you ever... Wait, Kinder Eggs. You must have had Kinder Eggs.
Yeah, Kinder Eggs are German.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Kinder is child or
yeah, kids. It's
kindergarten.
it's
Kindergarten.
it's it's technically it's kids eggs. So
Kids X.
kids' eggs. Yeah.
Oh, Kids Eggs. Ah.
So we always make the joke that like anything Kinder is like made with children. So like when we're little, we're like, oh, Kinder chocolate. And it's like, oh, it's made from children. It's like,
Soylent Green was the thing. This is like a Simpsons or something, but there used to be a conspiracy about a product called Soylent Green was made out of humans. I think it might have even been just made up. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. But I'm just trying to think because I'm so sure that it was a PlayStation 1 game where what I played, what I started with, because I remember playing a game. What was the original game I played? Maybe Tombi really brings it into my mind, but I'm not too sure. Hang on, PlayStation 1 game release dates. Let's have a look. What was the first one? What do you think the first one was?
The first PlayStation game?
Mm-hmm.
See, I was like, I know my shit, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I know the consoles. I don't know.
There's a bunch of
I know there are a couple like first ones that come to mind, but the first one, I don't know. I think wasn't it like released with a couple games? Because I remember that definitely was like pre-installed shit on it as well, right?
I believe so. Well, there's some Lemmings 3D was on there. Discworld, Air Combat, Heberiki's Popioto. I don't know what that is. Definitely Japanese. Doom came out. So wow, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what I would have played, but I'm not sure. I could be going through this way too long. But yeah, I just remember playing so many games in that console. I absolutely loved it. I wish I could say that the first game console I played. Oh fuck, I don't know now. Now I'm thinking like, did I play the Super Nintendo? And in the back of my mind, I think I did because we still got a Super Nintendo at our parents' house. So maybe we played that, maybe. And then I don't know. Sarah, Jane, Piligy, whatever, sausage fart person.
What the fuck? Okay.
I gave up on the names.
Yeah, you just completely gave up.
I'm sorry. I'm so
okay.
sorry. But yeah, on that bombshell, we have to finish.
Good.
So. Oh God. That's so mean. That's so harsh.
It's all good.
Is it anything you'd like to say to the people listening, watching? Is there anything you'd like to speak about?
I'm sorry for laughing so hard that I literally cried, but it's okay.
Oh, that was great.
I'm sorry for the fart story, but yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, thanks for being on though, dude. It's been really nice. It's been good to speak to you again.
We don't talk enough. We said this
No, we
last time
don't.
already. We haven't talked since the other podcast.
We've been doing like messaging each other occasionally.
Yeah.
But not like this. So we need to do it. We definitely need to do it more. Definitely. Yeah. We'll have to sort something out. Obviously, we're going to hopefully do D&D together, which will be fucking fun.
Yeah.
But I hope it's gonna be fun. I'd be so pissed if like I just didn't enjoy it in the end because I've been like, I've done all this research and I'm sat there like, oh no, I don't like it.
Yeah, that would suck. But I think it's gonna be fun because Maddie is also really working hard on the campaign and stuff.
She really is. Like DMs, as in Dungeon Masters, as in Maddie. God damn, that's a lot of work. That's so hard.
Dungeon Maddie, yeah.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
That's it. Dungeon Maddie. Do you think she should wear like a giant cloak with a hood up?
Absolutely.
And her, she's completely like in the dark apart from her silhouette. That's what. And so when you see her, it's just
in fact,
darkness.
I am going to tell her this like right now.
That'd be great.
That she has to get a cloak and wear that.
Oh my god! I'll gladly point out a cloak for her. Like, right, wear this, Maddie. That'd be so dope. Right, while you do that, thanks everyone for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Make sure. Oh, Jane. Sarah Piligy. Where can people find you? Have you got commissions open and all that kind of stuff? I want to make sure if your commissions are open, to let people know.
Currently they're closed, but yeah, I'll probably be opening them again in January. But yeah, cool. I mean, anywhere, Twitter, Tumblr, and stuff.
Is it just Piligy? Did you just dab?
I do that every time I'm late.
I can't believe you just dabbed on my podcast. I just need to finish off now, really. So just have to say bye, then, Jane, Paige.
My cat. Ah.
Oh no. Everything's a disaster now.
Yep.
Alright.
Hello. Yep.
Oh god. This is the most awkward ending.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.